Ladies and gentlemen, today is a sad day. Today confirms what we all deep down knew, but we didn't want to talk about. And that, of course, is that the SnyderVerse at this point is dead. There's no coming back. It's over. We still won in the end. We won the battle. We might have lost a little bit of the war, but we still get the Snyder Cut. And we're going to be talking about all of that, including DC Fandome and your thoughts right now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here, $3 Theater. I know it's a bit of a spicy title. It's a bit of a spicy thing. I'm back at my desk. I'm on camera this time. I felt this was important enough to not be in bed, so I purposefully did not take my pain meds so I could actually talk for a while. But today's been a bit of a rough day, and it's been confirming things I've been talking about for a while and things I've been alluding to for a while. And I think, look, this week, if anything, is going to tell you that the SnyderVerse, as we know it, is definitely toast, right? It's hit that wall. They've been slowly telling you for a while. Today, they basically hit you in the face with it. And it's not looking good. It's not good. Min, my back is still killing me, but I figured this is something worth being on TV for, being on camera for. But thank you very much. All right, let me bring up why today was an interesting day. So first and foremost, we get this announcement: DC Fandome event set for 2021, which is actually really cool. DC Fandome 2021. I enjoyed Fandome for what it was last year. The Batman stuff was great. The Snyder Cut trailer was awesome. The multiverse conversations were pretty lame, and I've been very open about my thoughts and feelings about how the multiverse is dumb in a cinematic sense. And that being said, I was still anxious to see what's going to be happening for this year. Maybe they were going to give us something with restoring the SnyderVerse. Maybe they were going to wait till then in order to, I don't know, everyone keeps talking about fully have the numbers as if they don't already have the numbers. I don't know. That's a weird argument in my opinion. But what you've got here is this statement. This is what Deadline reports here. They say that the first edition came after Comic-Con, failed, right? Now, this upcoming one, we'll definitely talk about, let's see, they got Jason Isaacs, Kaylee Cuoco, Michael Rooker, Robin Wright, Viola Davis, Will Arnett, and Aisha Tyler are going to be some of the names that were taking part in this upcoming one. Now, they did say that organizers of the 2020 event garnered more than 22 million views overall and reached 220 countries and territories. What does that mean? It means that DC does have a very large worldwide fan base. They do. They reached a lot of people. So what happened, right? If that's the case, and especially in regards to the SnyderVerse people, what happened? Well, we know for a fact that they've been absolutely trying to shut this thing down since before it came out. We know that Walter Hamada said that it was a cul-de-sac. We know that Ann Sarnoff had already done that interview with Vanity or with Variety or Hollywood Reporter, I forget which one, more or less shutting it all down 3 days after its release. And since then, the fan base has been really kind of gearing up, really kind of getting on edge, to the point of where you had some people yesterday going out and saying that there was DC-anon, the QAnon version of SnyderVerse fans. And the thing is, it's some of the things I've seen, really edge it towards that description. Some of the things, some people, not everybody, not even a handful. It's just a couple people. And the reason why I've been talking about it, why yesterday I talked about Snyder fans go all Chicken Little, is about, what a retweet that people were losing their minds over, that they were trying to get the hashtag cancel HBO Max to trend. And then today we got this popping up on the official Warner Brothers account. We can see here, this is a Justice League 4K trailer, 10,000 downvotes. 10,000 downvotes. But we know that it's Justice League because it's got the red background. And that's why I wanted to make sure that we got a shot that confirmed it was Justice League. And this is what they posted. This is a 4K trailer. Obviously, they're getting ready to do a 4K release of Justice League. And I'm wondering if it's going to run parallel to the 4K release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, apparently coming May 24th of next month. I don't know. Now, what I thought was interesting, and I caught this at the end, was at the end of the trailer here, they highlighted cruel and unusual films. Now, this to me is cruel and unusual punishment, because cruel and unusual films is, in fact, Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder's company. Now it's called Stone Quarry, but this is what they used to go by, cruel and unusual films. So I think that's a bit of a little bit of a stabby stab right there. That's my personal take on it. That's a bit of a stabby stab. But what I thought was interesting, and I'm going to talk about this before I bring in RJ, because I see him in the back. I saw that Ohio Dave was sharing these images around. Now, these images are from Vero. I don't have a Vero account, so this is it. He screenshots Justice League 4K trailer, the one we just showed you guys, with the tags downvote, downvote, downvote. So organizing a weaponized campaign against that trailer. And of course, we see here that Zack has responded. In fact, zooming in on it, Zack says, crossing the line. And then David responds back with, it's so pathetic at this point. Now, I don't know if Zack is saying that Warner Brothers has crossed the line, or if Dave, Ohio Dave, is out there and promoting downvoting this as a way to, that's crossing the line. I don't know. I think it's the former, definitely not the latter. But the reason why that's important is because YouTube right now is taking actual action to prevent things like this from happening, because they know that this is what they actually are now considering weaponized harassment. So people like Ohio Dave that are calling for downvoting, people calling for all this, are actively damaging the SnyderVerse brand, are actively damaging what you guys have spent all this time trying to build, all this good faith, this goodwill, this pushing back against the toxicity. This is how you blow it. This is how you destroy your movement. So that says to me, it's dead, Jim. It ain't coming back. It ain't coming back at all. And I've been saying this for a while, that as this stuff begins to escalate and escalate and escalate and escalate and escalate, that is what it's going to get to. It bugs me because I, like many of you, have been in this thing since the beginning. Maybe not as hardcore as a number of people, but I definitely talked about it in November 2017. I was happy to see the Snyder Cut come out. I've been very vocal in my support of it, but I've also been trying to maintain things from a realistic perspective. And I'm not trying to sell you sugar-coated bullshit about the future. As much as I want this thing to continue, it's not hard to see exactly what has been said and how it's been said and how it's been portrayed. But there are people out there, friends of mine even, who refuse to acknowledge this in a reality. Everyone has told you they are done. Zack has said they don't want to work with me anymore. Zack said at JusticeCon, why don't we make it a fan film? Do you think if they were prepping to restore the Snyderverse, if they were prepping to do this kind of thing, that they would actually sit there and go, hey, let's do a fan film? Why? Because they don't want to continue. By putting out the trailer for Justice League in 4K, that is once again reaffirming that that is canon. That terrible 2-hour clusterfuck of a movie is canon. It's done. The 3 films, the trilogy trailer they put out, they've been telling you time and time again that it's over. It's over, and it sucks. I really don't like it, but I do want to get, I definitely want to get RJ, because he's been hanging out with me quite often this week. So I want to know what you have to say about this.
I mean, going off of the trailer and the HBO Max retweet thing, it's been a crazy couple of days though. I just don't know if I'm in the same mindset that I really think it's over. I mean, they just announced DC Fandome's coming back in October.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to be talking about the Snyder? No, I mean, come on.
Army of the Dead is coming out in May.
Army of the Dead means nothing. You guys have got to get that through your skull. It means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to AT&T and Warner Brothers. You've got to get that through your skull.
That's the thing, though. Like, no, people have been saying that HBO Max is the future, not Warner Brothers Pictures. That's the thing, though. Like, HBO Max is like somewhat separate.
Oh my God, they're still under the same. Look, I heard William talking about it every time William brings it up, and I love William, but he's wrong on that one. All right, they still all fall under the same corporate structure. They are verticals to one another, but they still answer to the same boss. And that same boss in this particular case would be either Ann Sarnoff or Jason Kilar, one of whom said it's over. The other one, who apparently is this massive fan who was supportive behind the scenes, has been awfully quiet for the past month. Nothing has changed. They keep covertly coming out and saying it's done.
The thing is, though, no one's going to believe it until it comes straight from the horse's mouth. And
No, I know that. And like I keep saying, Zack is never going to say it. I think him saying crossing the line in that image is probably the most you'll get out of him. Right? I even saw Nana from the Nerd Queens today saying, well, it's, you know what we should do? We should just get behind Army of the Dead. We should just get behind Army of the Dead and put our full support behind that. That, to me, is an admission of defeat.
I wouldn't necessarily, again, because the thing is, the mindset is, if Army of the Dead's a big hit, it might bring more negotiating power to the table for Zack. That's been the argument. For
no, it's not. It's you. Come on, man. Come on. I get you. You keep talking about copium. There's a lot of copium.
I know.
You got to look. As much as I love Enosh, he's not correct on this one. As much as I love William, he's not correct on this one. Every day it feels like something else comes along that keeps reinforcing the fact that they are moving further and further away. Further and further away from this thing. But for some reason, it's like, no. Just wait, guys. Just trust the plan. Just wait. Just trust the plan, guys. It's going to happen.
Faith, Alfred. Faith.
Yeah. Doesn't that come across a little bit like a QAnon type nonsense right there?
Well, yes. I mean, a little, yeah. I kind of see that point. I don't know, though. I mean, here's the thing. I told you this on Twitter. If nothing happens at DC Fandome, then
that's 6 months away. That's 6 months away.
I know.
That's 6 months away.
I know. But
I'm not waiting around for 6 months. I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to sit there. It's gone. Okay? Because they've got nothing in the works. They've look, here's the thing. And I keep repeating this, and for some reason it keeps falling on deaf ears. If there was something that was going to be happening, they would at least come out and go, the numbers were good. The silence is deafening. The silence from Jason Kilar is insanely deafening. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out.
No, I mean, again, like I said, like, I understand where you're coming from, and I am leaning towards it's not happening, but it's like, I want to believe, you know? Like, I mean, I want to have faith. It's just, I don't know. It's like a bitter pill to swallow. I mean, sometimes you need to swallow the pill and just take the damn medicine, but...
Here's the thing here. I see what Cup of Malik is saying here. He says here, I disagree with you. Supporting Army of the Dead is not admission of defeat. It means we fully support Zack and his work. Yeah. No. I get that. But what are you going to probably see more of? Army of the Dead with its confirmed and already filmed prequel, and it's also prequel series that's going to be animated? Or a company that's telling you, we're done. How many times do you have to hear it? How many times do you have to go back to the person who keeps punching you in the gut?
Yeah,
Every time.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but Zach's already talking about a new movie he's doing, a short film. He did like a podcast where he said he's shooting a movie called Horse's Latitude in South America.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a micro-budget movie. Good for him.
That ain't Warner Bros. You know?
Well, and I told you, I think when Army of the Dead comes out, I think Netflix might sign him to some kind of exclusivity deal or some sort of directing partnership thing, and that's when you know it's done. So maybe we might not have to wait 6 months. It could be a couple months. We'll get like the final definitive answer.
The thing is, it's already. I can already predict it. Like I can already call it. You know,
but a lot of people have a lot of emotions and stakes put into this thing, and I don't want to crap on them because I understand why they're so passionate about it.
No, I get the passion, and I don't want to be the guy that's like, you know. But I also cannot stand by. I cannot sit idly by, and let people, you know, continue to like believe in something that's just never going to happen.
Well, remember, apparently before the Snyder Cut came out, we were already going to get a Bad Flick HBO Max series. Remember that?
Oh, God,
that got confirmed.
Oh, yeah, that was Cultured Nerd, and they're full of shit, right? And they're all, it's contracts have already been signed, you guys. I know this because my grandfather was a matte painter at Warner Brothers back like in the 30s. But I had to change my last name, not because I got caught stealing Marvel scoops, but because I had to protect my family's identity. That's the Cultured Nerd. He's full of shit. Lightcast, full of shit. This is not anything that's up for debate here.
Well,
A lot of people already know
I
it.
just like how it's like, oh, my dad's uncle's friend is a janitor at the studio.
Yeah,
He heard
I know.
backstage, you know.
Yeah, well, no, that's the whole thing. He was saying that his grandfather was like a background artist or background painter or something.
Did Grace Randolph really say it was over?
Yes, Grace Randolph said it was over. According to Sean here, because he did quote this. Thank you, Sean. Her words, there's a lot of drama behind the scenes of the Snyder Cut, as you know, and so the very higher ups. I'm talking upper echelon of people in charge at Warner Brothers. They are just not going to greenlight any more of that stuff. They are just not going to do it. I think it's became personal for them. And to an extent, I agree.
A lot of egos involved with this.
Yeah. And that goes across the board here.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I'm just gonna ask you because, like, I'm not asking this because I believe in it per se, but it's more so the question of if they don't proceed with the Snyderverse. I feel like in a way it's gonna haunt the studio forever, in the same way them not releasing the Snyder Cut would have haunted them forever.
Yep.
Like, isn't gonna be a black eye on DC forever? Because I feel like
Yep.
a lot of people are gonna stop supporting them financially.
Yep. That's what I said yesterday. I said, what do they have to do? They have to.
So
they
what
have
if
to
the financial
reboot.
dent's really big?
Well, the financial dent is going to be more or less like I've said before. The only way to hurt them at this point is, quite frankly, to cancel HBO Max. I don't support. I like HBO Max. I'm not going to get rid of it. I watch a lot of stuff on there.
There's too many good movies and TV shows on there for me to cancel.
And that's the thing. That's the other part of it. There's more than just the DC content, right? And this is why I put out that I'm glad Kevin Feige exists, because Feige understands. Feige has created and crafted a plan. Here they freak out every single time. And it's let's see here. JR says egos start with Warner Brothers, but not across the board. The egos are people who are the ones who are going to be cutting them checks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the thing is, HWAD not leaving anytime soon.
No, they just re-upped him for 3 years.
2023, I think.
Yeah, they just re-upped him for 3 years.
So, yeah.
Right? I mean, like Music Man here says, speak with your wallets when there's new DC films. I would say your best bet would be to not watch on opening weekend. Because the thing is, a lot of people are going to want to go see it anyway. But I would say, if you want, don't go watch it on opening weekend.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with me. Like, I want to support the Snyder Cut, but I know deep down I can't say no to the.
You want to? Well,
like,
yeah. I'm going to go see
see
Batman
it,
opening weekend. I'm not even going to lie on that one. Like
even Suicide Squad. I know a lot of Snyder Cut fans are poo-pooing on that movie, but I'm excited for it. I can't wait for that movie. You know.
Yeah, real quick. Aaron Entertainment became a new member. Thank you very much, Aaron. I really appreciate that. I like streaming on this channel. It's a lot of fun. But I also appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Who is here? Dean here says it's actually a really good streaming service, just ran by the worst studio in Hollywood, which is really funny because Warner's used to be so good.
Ever since Jeff Robinoff left, it's been downhill.
It's gone. Yeah. And I think even AT&T's merger with it, I understand, I don't have any ill will towards Jason Kilar or anything like that. But what I do think is an issue, is that they don't have a central person that is overseeing everything. I know they're trying to put that on Hamada, but it's like, dude, the first two movies he greenlit when he went there were both shelved after the Snyder Cut came out. I mean, like, it's the stupidest thing on the planet.
Can you bring up Rhea's comment real quick? Because I feel like that's important to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I will say that a lot of the infighting and gatekeeping going on has been detrimental to everything.
She says, I was interested in the dichotomy of the fan base in terms of how it became fragmented. I think there was unwarranted gatekeeping that was covertly used to advance professional careers post Zack Snyder's Justice League. I have heard those complaints issued against a couple people. And I mean, I've had those thrown at me as well for some reason. I'm like, I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, so it's more or less like, I get it. And that's the hard part too, is because when you build the fan base around a person, because it really has shifted from being about the movie to being about Zack, right? It's always been, no, we got to finish it so Zack can see his vision, so Zack can honor his daughter, right? Not because we want to see the movie, which we did, but there was that encompassing of Zack was, he was it and it was he. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you.
And that in this situation, I think is what's caused a problem. What we're seeing here is an interesting bit cult of personality, and how you fail to separate the man from the project because they're so intertwined, and a lot of emotions are running deep based upon what's happened. There, in my purview, my belief is that yes, there were in fact gatekeepers that did keep people out, and I understand it was, as far as my understanding of it, a lot of it was done to kind of protect Zack. And especially after the Geeks and Gamers thing, like you could totally tell that it was in a different, that was a situation. You know, but I really feel like, I know someone had said, you know, oh, but we said the same thing about the Snyder Cut. Well, the difference, and I keep saying this, is that the Snyder Cut was actually something that was filmed. Yeah. It was filmed, it was shot. They just needed the money to finish it. And it's honestly, it should be where they go with this sort of thing. But
well,
it is,
I mean, I've said many times, you don't think it could be like an animated movie? Like,
no, I'm okay.
Really,
look, you give me a graphic novel, an animated movie, I'm fine. I would prefer live action because I want to see Batfleck back in the suit and kicking ass. I want to see everyone together again. I want Ray Fisher to get another shot at Cyborg, 100%, 1,000%.
I just think there's just too much money on the table. Like, I don't know.
You keep saying that, but Aquaman did $1 billion. You know, I mean, I know, and 650 for Justice League.
Wait, well, Justice League lost money though. Like, I mean,
yeah, and Aquaman gained it up, and Wonder Woman 2 didn't make as much as Wonder Woman 1, and it wouldn't have made that. It would not have made as much as Wonder Woman 1 because it wasn't a good movie.
No, the second weekend drop off would have been horrible.
Let's see here. Brandon Caterpillar, $1.50 super chat or super sticker. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that one. Americans are stupid, says Jarbo is Grace Randolph wannabe. Nah, I'm good. I've met Grace Randolph. Trust me.
I totally forgot about that.
Well, here's the thing here. So, okay. Sean here says the Snyder Cut fandom is Film Gob versus Film Junkie versus Garza versus Lightcast. They're all together, but they're all against each other as well. I didn't know that Film Gob wasn't a fan of Film Junkie and Garza. I know about Garza and Lightcast, but I didn't know about the other. I don't really care. You know, I like Film Gob well enough. I like Film Junkie though.
That's the problem though. The infighting needs to stop. It's not helping anybody. If anything, it's just making the situation more volatile, and like it's just creating like this environment that just sucks.
Well, and that's the thing. So you got my ideas here. Eddie here saying the fandom is all over the place. Toxicity, gatekeeping, etc. And yeah, I mean, it's like that's what they don't have a solid. You know, I mean, I know the Restore the Snyderverse is meant to be that next step, that next phase. Yeah. But what you're asking for is instead of $70 million, you're asking for like almost up to $200 to $300 million. Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean, I even heard, you know, even if Zack comes back and he pitches this idea that is much smaller in scope and budget, or it utilizes any of the volume technology, the stagecraft tech, which he's talked about that, which I think could work for minimizing the budget. I think that could be something, but at the same time, you know, I mean, it is obvious that where we are right now, it's done. It's done where we are right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At this point, though, I will say, like, I'm kind of exhausted in a lot of ways. The last few days just maybe like taking a toll on me.
Oh yeah, like, no, I know. I would say like, because I come in as a cynical realist, right? Like I will admit my perspective of being a cynical realist. Other people come at it from like more of a, you know, hopeful optimist, right? Like, why would anything happen? Why would they clearly they're working on contracts right now. Deals have to be signed. Like, no, yeah, they don't. They don't, you know. Zack is getting ready to go on the promotional tour for Army of the Dead.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if any interviews will ask him about this stuff, and if in the interviews up to Army of the Dead, if he ever like actually confirms anything.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to probably ask him about that. Yeah. So like, what's going on with Snyderverse? And he'll probably say the same thing because remember, Zack doesn't say no to a paying customer. Well, if they want to work on it, yeah, I mean, I'll work on it if they want to work on it. Putting the ball back in their corner, which is what he should do. Yeah.
And I agree with Grandma Blossom. If nothing happens at DC Fandome, I think that's the date. I know
you said you're not going to wait that long. But that's 6 months. This fandom is going to eat itself the fuck alive if nothing happens for 6 months. You know, because how many of them are going to turn their attention?
They waited like 3 years.
No, but that was different though. That was totally different. That was totally different because that was something they knew was tangible. It existed. It was physical. You know, it was done. It just needed to be finished, but it was shot. Okay. Like the Ayer cut is something that is more tangible to get accomplished right now than trying to go for the restore the SnyderVerse. Because if they can restore the Ayer cut and they can make that better and give us a better, grander Joker, that might actually go a long way of trying to get people to be reinterested in those films. Ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Well, now we got $5 from Australian from Thomas Carroll asking here, would you say that the best of superhero era is behind us? Like the Westerns of the 50s and 60s, it's a new decade. I would say with DC, yeah. But when it comes to, let's say, Marvel, nah, man, Feige listens. Feige listens to people, and he definitely knows how to give the fans what they want. Anyway, speaking of someone who wants a bonus, Firewater, what's up, man?
Bonus. What's up, guys? How we doing?
Doing pretty good. I want to, you're kind of a realist like I am. And
unfortunately, I have to go by the evidence. I don't like to most of the time.
Well, Firewater, I'm curious real quick. What were your thoughts on like the whole retweet controversy, the YouTube video that got uploaded, the trailer, all that?
The trailer, I think, is just beyond. I don't know. I mean, it's funny because Zack Snyder takes a shot at them in the Netflix sizzle reel, and now they release a 4K trailer of Justice League. That's correlation, not causation. I fully understand. That's funny though, that they're literally going tit for tat at each other. I think they should just do a celebrity boxing match. You know, Zach looks like he keeps in shape. Yeah, go to Vegas. I mean, like, why should Jake Paul make all the money? Like,
but but who would he fight? Would it be Hamada or would it be Emmerich or Sarnoff?
Maybe a 2v1.
It would be Joss Whedon.
Yeah, actually have them duke it out.
I don't know. Well, Joss is out of work right now, so maybe anything is possible.
Yeah, he needs give the money to AFSP, and it's not like, I think that I think they should settle it with fists. Enough of this, because I don't know. I mean, Matt, you know better than me. Are these studios really that petty?
Yeah.
Is it worse? Yeah. Is it worse than we realize? Perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing is that when it comes to financials, like they sue each other all the time, right? And it's never meant to be a personal thing. Like that's how it's been explained to me. Is that I think it was like Todd Phillips sued over Hangover earnings because he felt like he got borked, right? But he still then went on to go do Joker for Warner Brothers and make $1 billion. So like it's all a lot of that's all surface level, but they do get pretty crazy. They do try to go at each other every once in a while, but now this is something where Warner Brothers, I believe, is actively attempting to dissuade the Snyder fans and to get them just to go away.
It's right? Not going to happen though.
Well, it might, but it might also blow up in their face. Let's be fair.
Well, I honestly think they should sell the property while it's hot now. I think they should just sell it to Amazon, sell it to Netflix. You could get 3 times what Marvel got. And that's not a swipe at Marvel. I love Marvel. Remember, that was done many years ago.
That was done a long time ago.
Yeah, many years ago. Inflation kicks in, and you could really drum up the Snyder Cut stuff. I think they should sell it now. They get $12 billion, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then they get the entire DC, all the animated, everything, give it all to Netflix or give it all to Amazon. Amazon's not afraid to spend money. Spend $500 million on Lord of the Rings.
It would never happen because AT&T thinks they can make that money with all the movies in their slate.
Well, I think, and that's the problem. So right now, it's almost like real estate, right? Real estate where I am right now is hot. I live by 2 major American cities that people are fleeing in droves. My property value went up 20%, which is it's unheard of in my area. But I shouldn't say that, but it's a high amount. What I'm saying is that the Snyder Cut now, they're on a high right now. It's coming down because they're not capitalizing on the hype like Kevin Feige does. Oh, hey, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know what? Hey, we're going to give you Captain America 4. What do you think about that? We got the new suit. He's looking good. Falcon's looking good. He'll keep his wings. He'll have a shield. Probably could use some super soldier DNA, but that's all right.
But even that wasn't an official announcement. That was something that Deadline had heard through their sources, and I mean,
is Deadline inaccurate or
no? Deadline
it was
generally
Hollywood Reporter, by the way.
Oh, it's Hollywood Reporter. Okay,
they had
sorry.
the exclusive, yeah.
The Hollywood Reporter is pretty reliable, right?
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
pretty reliable.
reasonably reliable. I'm sure they make the occasional mistake, but it's not
They-
like
they-
it's not a Doomcock source, right?
No,
I
they
have
wouldn't
agents
report
on
on
the
it.
inside.
It's basically a way for the studios to get out an announcement ahead of time. And you notice it came out right after the finale aired because it wanted to build up the hype of that episode.
Oh yeah, and it worked.
Yeah,
And it was highly effective.
And because for one, it was good. It was the Falcon Winter Soldier was a good series. So
I thought it was
on a high note. It ends on a high note. With the next day, we get this announcement. Anthony Mackie's playing at Koi. I heard about it from the guy I met at the store. You know, like some weird kind of.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be cool. That's how all the Marvel actors are. They can't.
Oh yeah, and he understands the game.
He's not an idiot. He's a smart man. You know.
Well, no, because look at it like this, right? Look at it like this. They go, what was it? 2019 D23. You know, Disney Plus hadn't come out yet, and they're like, all right, so here's our plans for Marvel. We're going to be doing, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki. Those are the shows we're shooting right now. We've also got, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and what was the other one?
Miss Marvel.
The third, Miss Marvel, and those are going to be coming as well. So they already laid out a plan. They just laid out a plan. And then now like, oh yeah, we're going to do all these other shows as well, and we're going to do all this other stuff. It's going to tie in. It's going to do this, do that. And then here's DC going like, hey guys, we're going to do a Peacemaker show.
Gotham PD, don't forget.
I mean, I want to see. Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm under contract until, like I think I've said this on previous year. End of June, I have HBO and HBO Max until. I don't know. I mean, and I just found out my cable bill is going to go up to $205 a month, and I have a box on one TV, so that's not happening. I'm going to go.
Why don't you just? Yeah, I guess cut the cord, man.
That's what. My wife is giving me some aggro on that.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel has so much coming out: Hawkeye, Secret Invasion, Ironheart.
I mean, and then Marvel, and then Lucasfilm is following the exact same trajectory.
Sure, yeah, they got a ton of stuff coming out.
Because they just go, hey, how do we make more money? I don't know, put out more stuff. Okay, yeah, sure.
I think Disney Plus cracked over 100 million subs.
Yes,
and they just raised prices to what, $9 a month now?
No, $7. Went it from 7 to 8. Went from 7.
All right, so $8 a month and 100 million. So that's $800 million a month, man. And they have no licensing fees because they just buy studios. They don't buy rights.
And
they
the thing
have
is,
no licensing fees.
Warner's has a lot of IPs. They have a lot of IPs, And the thing is, right now, what they should do, what Warner should really do, is start pushing for buying the rights back from Universal, because they're not able to start working on any new Harry Potter, like any direct Harry Potter content until like 2025 because of a rights deal with Universal.
And now,
they're just going to kill that franchise too. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it's not only Harry Potter though, but the fact that they let Lord of the Rings go to Amazon is ridiculous. That should
and that's going to be huge.
Wait, Lord of the Rings was Warner?
Yeah,
Lord of the, it was New Line. It was New Line. So yeah, that's
which
is so weird.
I don't know if I can curse or not. My bad.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I did not know that actually. Okay, because Amazon. Well, then good. Sell DC while you're at it. You already sold the. Now wait, did Amazon buy the rights or did they buy a license?
They negotiated a deal from what I remember, Jeff Bezos himself. Was it with the Tolkien estate, not with Warner's, with the Tolkien estate, where they paid $250 million up front for at least 5 seasons of the show, right? So,
and that's just for rights. That's not sets. That's not.
No, that is just for the ability to do it. $250 million up front. And here's the thing: I read this the other day that apparently Jeff Bezos is such a fan of Lord of the Rings that he has been actively like watching the dailies as they come in. Like he is directly involved in the oversight of this franchise. Like he
was that much of a fan of Batman.
Well, yeah, no shit, right? But the thing is also, you think of it like this: they've also got Game of Thrones is a Casey Bloys, because I remember William was on Enosh's stream last night, and he was talking about Casey Bloys. Casey Bloys did really well at HBO with Game of Thrones. When Game of Thrones ended 2 years ago, they lost about 39% of their male demographic. Why do you think they are shooting the new show right now? Which, by the way, I did see the behind the scenes photos, and I'm excited. And so they're plotting, like they're shooting the House of the Dragon, right? The prequel series. They've got an animated show in the works, and then George R.R. Martin just signed another 5-year, multi-million-dollar deal to develop Game of Thrones content for HBO. That's where their money's going to come from. Their money's going to come from freaking fantasy, because that's what everyone else is doing. Disney's got Willow. Willow's going to blow up huge.
And Warwick Davis is back, right?
I think so, yeah.
They didn't get Val Kilmer, did they?
No, I'm sure they could. It wouldn't be hard.
So far, no Val Kilmer, but he'll probably be like a surprise cameo, I imagine.
Oh, if he comes in, people are going to flip their,
Oh yeah. Well, I think
shit.
Warwick Davis is going to come in. Yeah, I do. I mean, if they get,
I thought he was starring. Or
oh no, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he
sorry,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
If they get Mad Mardigan back, oh dude, oh my god,
people are gonna.
I'll be so happy to see that.
I know that he had like a bout with cancer. I think he beat it though.
With Val.
Yeah, I think
thought,
so.
He was
I
very
I
sick.
just know he's a cokehead. That's what my friends have told me.
Yeah, no, I met Val Kilmer. He was actually very sick. He had cancer. He looked
Oh well,
very,
then
Yeah.
good. I'm glad.
But actually, he's recovered. He looks a lot
I
better
think he's
now.
doing well. I love him as of course Tombstone Doc Holliday. That's just,
Oh yeah, he was great.
He was a god in that.
Let's see here. Second, Aaron Entertainment, $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Second age of Lord of the Rings. I'm hyped. Yeah, that's gonna be. Well, I don't know what they're doing with it, but it's gonna be huge.
I think they're going to blow it up. Prime subscribe. Amazon's going to take over the world. At least you get free returns and your
They've
products
already
in
got
2
the
days or
boys.
less.
They already have Invincible. They have a lot of stuff going for them.
Invincible's pretty sweet. I've actually been watching that. I didn't know if I was going to like it, but I think it's great.
Oh, I sat down to watch it last night, and then I realized like what time it was. It was a little bit too late. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight, or at least Mortal Kombat tonight. I'm trying to try to watch Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I gotta watch Mortal Kombat, but I got a wedding. Believe it or not, I have a wedding to go to this weekend, and I'm not looking forward to. It's black tie. Like,
oh,
I just picked up my tux. Picked up my tux today.
Well,
I don't want to go, but I have to
too,
for family.
Real quick, because DC makes a good point, and I've seen other people talking about it in the chat there too. Disney has Willow and Percy Jackson, and yesterday that was trending with the announcement that they're looking for anyone who can play a 12-year-old.
They also announced the writers. It's
and
Rick
they- yeah.
Riordan and the Black Sails guys.
They're
Yeah,
not going to bring back Logan Lerman.
No, they're not going to. I've heard people like mention bringing it back. I think that'd be a little bit too on the nose to bring him back.
Some people say they wanted to come back and play Poseidon.
But you know what else Amazon talked about today? What came out today, or it might have been yesterday, was the Wheel of Time series. If you think Lord of the Rings is big, and that is big, coming into a close second on that will be the Wheel of Time adaptation. Those are 14 books that has a dedicated fan base, like a massively huge fan base.
No, is that in the Lord of the Rings universe? I'm not familiar.
Nope. It's I would argue that it's somewhat inspired by. I've read the first 4 books. I liked it. They got to be a little bit too long-winded. We're talking like 36 to 40 hours for the audiobook.
Oh wow,
which is just an investment, But
you
no,
run
and
out
they're
of
doing
gas there, yeah.
Yeah, and so they're doing that right now, and that's again, those are their 2 big adaptations. And then what do you got? You have what's the new Netflix one that just came out? That Shadow and Bone, right?
Yeah,
Shadow and Bone
is
huge. That's blowing up right now. Fantasy is coming back in a hardcore way, but it's got to be good fantasy. And that is what Game of Thrones was. It was good fantasy.
Whatever happened to the 2 Game of Thrones showrunners? They were supposed to develop a stupid amount of shows for Netflix. I hope
they
haven't. I hope they got those checks up front.
They did get. I believe they did get those checks up front.
Oh yeah, I'd be chilling in the Bahamas right now, man.
Well, speaking of Game of Thrones, House of Dragon finally started filming, and that's going to be huge for HBO Max.
Oh yeah,
huge.
that would. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you think like Snyder Cut was big, like just wait till you get the house. You start getting the Game of Thrones hype going again. That was the biggest show in the world for a long time.
Yeah, and it was a great show.
I still like the last couple seasons. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I still like them quite a bit. But
I thought they should have done an entire season with that fight because they built it up.
If they would have had one extra season of episodes, I think the last season, what they like the creative decisions weren't bad. It just would have been better if they had more time to get to those. If that makes sense.
I think because they'd spent like 10 years on it at that point, they were kind of done. And I know that's not an excuse, and there were problems with the final season, but at the end of it, I was satisfied with what I got. And then also, Thornton Wagner here, $2. Thank you, Thornton. Says, I was not a fan of The Witcher's writing and acting. I like the acting, some of the writing a little bit to get used to, because I know that the lady who's a showrunner is like a really big SJW type person, and there was a lot of hoopla online about that. While that was getting ready to go, but I loved.
And then they ended up loving the show, and
I loved The Witcher. But that's the other thing too, is Netflix has The Witcher as well, and season 2 just wrapped up filming, and they already confirmed it's coming by the end of this year. Yeah. So I mean, this is where we're coming back into this new age of high fantasy, and I think
is anybody working on?
Yeah, that could be the way of the future. Yeah,
is anybody working on a Chronicles of Narnia thing, like a reboot?
Yes. No, Disney doesn't. Netflix has it.
Netflix
Wait,
got
wait, wait,
Chronicles.
wait. I
Netflix
thought
has it.
Chronicles of Narnia appeared on Disney Plus.
No. Chronicles of Narnia was produced through Walden Media, who had acquired the rights from the God, who's the writer of that series?
C.S. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis, who had got the rights from C.S. Lewis. Disney was just the distributor. They distributed 1 and 2. 3 was actually done through 20th Century Fox. It also had to get a bit limited of a budget. I know that because one of my friends actually did a lot of the animatronic work on the third movie and spent 4 months in Australia working on it. So that's the thing, is like, so yeah, I had a bit of intimate knowledge on that production, but that was a 20th Century Fox release, which is now under Disney. So all of them are there, but I believe Netflix, I want to double check this Chronicles, because that's going to be big. Okay.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah,
so said fantasy's coming back, man.
Yeah, I saw. What about Chronicles of Riddick? When are we going to get more of that? I would love it. Let's see here. Okay, so the Matthew Aldrich, who is a co-writer of Pixar's Coco, has been named as a creative architect. He will oversee the development and creative live-action adaptation of C.S. Lewis's beloved The Chronicles of Narnia series. Will work across both series and films.
So it's going to be TV shows and movies for Netflix?
Yeah. So right now we got the C.S. Lewis Company. Entertainment One is another production company, and Netflix.
Okay.
So this is going to be, Netflix paid nearly $250 million for the rights to the Narnia stuff. Yeah, man. I mean, we're talking.
People just want it.
We're talking high fantasies coming back.
That's what I'm saying. These people are buying up stuff left and right. I know that's high. Both of those things we're talking about are high fantasy. I think Warner should just sell DC. Sell it now. You get 8, 10 billion, maybe even 12 if you negotiate well.
Sell it to Marvel.
Sell it to Disney.
Sell it to Disney. Sell it to Disney.
And then we can get Disney, Marvel versus DC. I think Amazon should swoop in and buy it.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but they're already talking about a Marvel versus DC game.
No, that was a Neversoft rumor. I saw that. But I mean,
yeah, Neversoft. Get it?
Yeah,
that's funny.
Neversoft, always hard.
No, I didn't even like that. Like never gonna happen.
Yeah,
like
it's NetherRealm.
Let's see. Sufian Khalid, $1. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. 300 channel here says sell DC to Netflix. Well, see, the thing is,
I'll
Netflix.
Take it. That's a fair deal.
Well, Netflix bought out Millar World. They bought Mark Millar's company, and they bought that a couple years ago to develop that Jupiter Ascending show that's coming out. Not Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah,
Legacy. I know. I'm thinking of a terrible Wachowski's movie. That should have also probably been a TV show. But they bought that out, and that's coming out, and that's from Millar World, and like it's possible. I've heard talks of like another Kick-Ass reboot going to there, and
they have a lot of future staked in Millar because he's a great idea man.
Oh, he's a great idea. Well,
he literally just writes comics that can be made into movies and TV shows now. That's basically all he does now.
I think that'd be. I love the guy's work. I think I can't wait for Kingsman. I mean, look, I will put it to you guys like this. I think Matthew Vaughn is like, when I think Mark Millar, I think Matthew Vaughn. And that is what Matthew Vaughn is working on. Because not only did he do Kingsman 1, Kingsman 2, the Kingsman prequel, they're doing Kingsman 3, and then they're going to be doing a Kingsman TV show that's based on the American guys.
Yeah, okay.
So it's there's a lot there. Like they're really building out the Kingsman universe. And I love that because I love how darkly satirical it is. So, and I just don't know where that's going yet.
I love the first Kingsman movie. Was not a fan of the second one though.
The second one is not as good, but here's the way I view it. The first, if you have to apply it like it's Bond, okay? So the first movie is like James Bond, during that era of Gentleman Spy. Number 2 is more like Roger Moore, and like how over the top it was. Because the Roger Moore era of Bond films, and Firewater, you'll back me up here. You've seen these movies.
It's been a while.
I hope. It's been a while, but you remember, I mean, look at like Moonraker, right? Like, yeah, you got Dr. No from Connery. That's one thing. But like Moonraker, I mean, it's just crazy. And so that's a lot of Roger Moore style. And then you get into Timothy Dalton from the 80s. And I don't think
I don't remember. I know Roger Moore. I know Sean Connery. I know Pierce Brosnan was great. I like Pierce Brosnan. I mean,
I love Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, GoldenEye. You know, GoldenEye and Casino Royale are both directed by Martin Campbell.
Yeah. Yep.
I did not know that. Love Casino Royale. Love hated Quantum of Solace.
No. Watch them together. I'm not even kidding you, dude. Watch them together. They fit together perfectly. Because the beginning of Quantum picks up 2 hours after the ending of Casino Royale. So what it is you get to the end of Casino Royale and you're on that, like, you know, you're on that high of him saying like Bond, James Bond, and you hear the theme song and you pop in Quantum and immediately it kicks off and it's this high intensity, high action sequence with this car chase shit, right? Then you get to the end of Quantum. And by the time you get to the end of Quantum, dude, you're on the edge of your seat. I got goosebumps talking about it right now. Literally, that's one of my favorite double features to watch.
I will maybe have to do that when I have time.
You got to do it.
I did not like Quantum of Solace. I love Skyfall. Skyfall was brilliant.
Skyfall was great. But the reason why Quantum works as a direct follow-up to Casino is because they were trying to go for more of the Bond or the James Bourne style, right? So the entire point of Quantum is he is pissed that they killed Vesper, right? That he is furious that they killed the one woman he loved. And so it's a revenge plot going right after the end of that movie, you know? So you got it. So yeah, I'm telling you, man, like Quantum,
Wasn't Quantum
I love
really
Quantum.
affected by
I love Casino Royale when like that one guy hops over the wall and he's all dexterous and James Bond just Kool-Aid mans through it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love that's how you do it, James Bond.
I love in Quantum of Solace when he drops down. And like at the end of the movie when like one of the generals is trying to get away and he drops down and he just goes, "We had a mutual friend," and he just executes the guy through the windshield. I was like, fuck yeah, because I love
seen it in a while. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love Quantum of Solace. I might be one of the only people that love Quantum.
I think it's because Quantum got hit during that writer's strike era. So
Spectre got a little weird too.
Spectre got a little bit weird, but I like Spectre. I can't wait to see No Time to Die. I just want to see it so bad. Because I think Cary Fukunaga is a fantastic director. If you haven't seen the first season of True Detective, you need to watch the first season of True Detective.
Even the second season of True Detective got a little weird to follow. Although I love that gunfight scene.
I actually never saw it. I didn't have HBO at the time.
I would.
It's on HBO right now. Yeah,
Vince Vaughn is kind of okay.
Okay.
Colin Farrell does a good job. I love Taylor Kitchener. I think he's underrated. I think he's
absolutely underrated. Yeah,
and Rachel McAdams did a good job. The story got a little weird, but there's this scene where the police are sieging a drug house, and the drug house people are aware, and they have this massive gunfight, and it's like you got Rachel McAdams. She's dodging bullets in the street, strafing and shooting, and she's tack reloading. She's popping her mag out while she's in a full sprint reloading, and it's
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it's a very cool, even if you just watch nothing else. Plus, I love True Detective season 3. I love when they do some old man detective shit.
I tried. I watched the first episode and then I don't know what happened. But again,
you got to give season 3 a chance.
Well, no, I know I didn't hate it because it's, from one, Ray Fisher, got to support him, and then two, it's Mahershala Ali, who is just a fantastic, amazing actor. And I like
Stephen Dorff didn't bomb the show, so that's great.
Good. That's good.
He's actually he's a net positive. He's a net positive.
Good. Real quick, I do have a couple super chats to get to. Real quick, Thornton here, another $2 asking, has Hamada made a hit that wasn't Joker?
Yes.
Well, are you going to say Aquaman?
Well, not Aquaman. I was going to say, I mean, if you wanted to, or if you talked like, well, I don't know. If you look at it critically, Birds of Prey was a pretty big success. They would argue that it wasn't a bomb because it was the pandemic.
Yeah, okay, fine. So, I'll give, I mean, my biggest complaint with Birds of Prey is the writing.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I feel like Hamada really hasn't really taken over yet. Like I said, the Flash movie is the first litmus test.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't think the Flash movie. I think the Flash movie is going to get punished for the sins of not having the SnyderVerse.
They are.
That's like kind of like how Solo got punished for the sins of the Last
Jedi. Been saying that it's going to have stuff in it to make Snyder fans happy, though. Like,
who's saying that?
I think he's just fucking saying that. Like, please, man, don't punish my film.
For everybody.
I would argue.
I'd be saying that too.
Yeah, I have a feeling, if anything, Muschietti is probably fully aware of Warner's meddling. And he probably realizes he's up against a very big thing. Look, I'm going to go see Flash. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Michael Keaton's too big of a box office draw for people to like not go and see, though. Like,
well, it's not that he's a box office draw. It's that he's just too big of a draw in general.
He's a tremendous actor.
You're going like, it's not only it's fucking Batman, dude. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's a good actor or not. You could get Val Kilmer back. They could have said we're going to bring Val Kilmer back for this movie, and I'd be like fucking on it. Yeah. George Clooney, I'd have a bit of an issue with, right? I'd hesitate a bit, but when it came to
this Flash movie,
I think George Clooney said that was the worst movie he's ever done.
Yeah, bat nipples. But I love Batman.
Schumacher, that's not his fault.
No, Schumacher, man, he tried something different and he failed, but I give him credit for trying something different. It worked in Batman and Robin. Going the full neon color spectrum they did with Batman and Robin. Sorry, Batman Forever worked well with. But on the other, it just went too far. And then also changing up Barbara.
He also produced 8mm, didn't he?
It was also
he directed 8mm.
Oh, he directed 8mm.
Yeah. Because Batman and Robin, they wanted
screwy
nothing
film.
but
Good
toys and merchandise and stuff. So
okay, hold on, I got more to get here. Sufyan Khalid, another $1. Thank you very much. He does.
He died last year.
Yeah, he did die. That was tragic. Yeah, that was tragic. I know he did Lost
He got
Boys.
Corona? Did he? Take
no, I think he just. He was like in his 80s. I think he just. I think he
was
away.
80.
Yeah. I hated that because I really liked Joel Schumacher. He got a lot of flack towards the end, but he made
Time
good
to
movies.
Kill is a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, Lost Boys. What was that? Phone Booth was fucking epic, dude. That was like.
Phone Booth was a great film. It was a Colin Firth. Good lord. Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Wrong Colin F. Colin Farrell like demo reel really.
And it was just like, could you imagine that pitch?
He did a good job, man.
Could you imagine that pitch though? All right, Colin, you're gonna be in a phone booth the whole fucking movie. What's it called? Phone booth.
You know what? It's simple. I love it. Fuck it. I'm in.
It probably gave him it's like Michael Madsen worked on my friend's movie once, and they paid him $9,000 in cash, literally in cash.
Michael Madsen is like, fuck it, I'm in. Like,
pretty much. And it was like
they had all on black in Vegas. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I think well, there's some other reasons why I think he did it, but anyway, Sufyan here does follow up with the question. He asks, HBO Max need to revive Spawn animated series, or Amazon should work with Todd McFarlane for the R-rated animated show reboot. Look, dude, I think HBO, I'm gonna be honest with you, HBO Max seems to be geared towards the older audience. And so with that in mind, I do feel that would be good. And I think that I remember watching the Spawn shows when I was a kid.
What's happening with the Todd
I remember
McFarlane
seeing the Spawn shows. They were okay. Movie, I mean, nothing really.
Who knows?
Nothing really, whatever.
Because they cast Jamie Foxx, they cast Jeremy Renner. We've heard nothing about
Well, they're trying to, I think he's trying to get the funding for it. And this is where I think like HBO Max should be footing the bill for this. Because I know the Spawn movie is terrible. All right. I saw it in theaters back in the 90s.
Yeah,
I know it's terrible. The soundtrack was really good. I will say this though. The soundtrack introduced me to Sneaker Pimps. I was very happy with that. So, but I'd love to see it I'd love to see it hard R, rearing to go, all that shit. But I would love to see more Spawn. That'd be fantastic. All right. So let's see here. We got Mad 1306 with the $5. Thank you, sir. Says Ed Boon in an interview said he had a meeting with Marvel 2 years ago. That's why I think we haven't heard nothing on Injustice 3. Yeah, Injustice 2 was pretty popular.
It's been about 2 years since Mortal Kombat 11 came out. So whatever game they're working on next should be announced. I think it might get announced. You know what? If it is like a Marvel or DC like crossover game, it'll probably get announced at Fandome. Or
I have a feeling, if they do, because remember they did Mortal Kombat versus DC a number of years ago. And they could find a way to maybe go Marvel versus. Well, I don't know if they would do too violent with Marvel.
Doesn't
Disney
get too violent though. Injustice is rated T.
Is it?
Yeah, it's rated T.
What? No way.
Yeah, Injustice is rated T for teen.
No,
I swear
it is. It is. Oh wow. What?
As long as there's not a lot of blood and gore, you can.
I mean, yeah, I get it. All right.
Excuse me.
And let's see. Eddie here says Jarbo's getting paid by Disney to talk trash. Yeah, I wish. Oh my god, I wish.
Well, I will say the stream will not make you any friends.
I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to like be a dick. I'm literally telling you guys what I feel is happening. We got.
Well,
Ryan
I think if you just lean on it enough, I don't know. I mean, I feel like AT&T is the key. You're not going to get anywhere with Warner. And
AT&T is absolutely the key. But they've been dead silent on it. So
but, yeah, well, you know
what it is. The problem is too, with the Twitter hype. I think people are the people that maybe retweeted 10,000 times might be artificially blowing it up, and not their intent. They're just excited. I'm not blaming them.
No, I would argue that it's their intent. It's their intent. Because it's like I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that there was, that I haven't seen if there were bots. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if we found out there were bots involved.
There are bots. I've seen bots.
Well, I hope not, because I'd like to believe that the hype is
No, I'd like to believe the thing is like.
But
like
I mean,
said,
maybe they're analyzing the data, and they're like, there's a lot of tweets, but
they're going to tell you,
maybe their sub numbers don't correlate.
Yeah, because remember, everyone was saying like, oh, I'm running it on like 4 different devices all at once. I got it on like 2 TVs, my cell phone,
unless
my
you have
laptop.
4 different paid accounts, then
no, it's 1 account, but you can stream it on 4 different devices simultaneously.
I get, true. So I mean, again, but they can look at you look at the accounts, you correlate the accounts and and whether they viewed it just once, and how many subs came in, and that was maybe one of the first 5 things they looked at. We got new subs, and did it generate because of the Snyder Cut? Can we create some causality here? I want it to exist. I feel like, what's the harm if you tweet it out? And I mean, I'm going to give it a year. I'll give it a year from today. If we don't make any headway on it, or before then, if Zack Snyder says, hey, I'm sorry, guys.
Honestly, Firewater, I think the expiration date is DC Fandome. If nothing happens,
when is Fandome?
6 months.
October.
All right, that's even better because I don't want to spam that shit for a year. All right, we'll do 6 months. All right, that's fair. 6 months, okay? And if they don't have a SnyderVerse or anything, or they don't even, I don't know. To me, I don't know Zack Snyder. I think he's a good man. I like his films.
I think he's a very, very good guy.
Yeah, I think he has feelings too, and maybe he just doesn't want to work for them.
Why would you? At this point, I would have to ask that question to anyone. Why, if you were in the same position and they put you and you started working on this project a decade ago, and this is what you've been focused on for so long, and then they come in and they keep consistently fucking you and fucking you and fucking you, and then it takes fans to stand up and say something in order to get things reworked to get that conclusion. Would you still want to go back afterward? I wouldn't.
I would say no, but some people would say yes because he cares about the fans.
Well, it depends. I mean, you know what it is? He would be the ultimate like fan director, writer director, if he did say, you know what, these people suck, but I'm doing it for you guys.
Yeah, that would earn him a lot of clout.
I would be like, he's a god in my eyes. Any project he puts out, I'm gonna watch. And
I agree.
But that's a lot of hits to take, man.
Yeah. So before,
that's not reasonable to ask anyone to do that. That's not reasonable.
I want to get to Ryan's super chat here, but I also wanted to bring this up real quick. So this is what we saw from Samba TV yesterday, right? This is what caused the freak out yesterday. Was they showed that according to Samba, because remember, like a few weeks ago when they said that 1.8 million people watched on HBO Max, that was like, indicative of like, oh, it's doing really well, it's doing gangbusters. But if we put it up against these other movies, it does come in number 4. But the truth is the other ones have theatrical releases, at least internationally. But Mortal Kombat and Godzilla v Kong have both done pretty well domestically. So, I mean, this is the data. We don't have all the data, but this is a piece of the data. And it's showing that while it was well received, it has not done enough. And I think that is what a lot of people out there are just kind of not looking at objectively.
Yeah.
And I just, it's like it did well. Maybe, hey, look, buy the goddamn thing on fucking 4K next month. Because that is extra money in the pocket. I'm buying the 4K. I want the physical media copy. I
don't own a Blu-ray player anymore, man. I'm all digital.
Oh, I've got a 4K player, so it's my Xbox. It's my Xbox One X, but I have a new TV and I can plug it in. And I can watch BBS in 4K and watch the IMAX edition of that thing, the new one, and do the other. And I think that is going to be ultimately because keep in mind. Okay, I'll put it to you guys like this: when Ghostbusters 2016 hit home video, Paul Feig actually went out there and said, if you are a fan of Holtzman and you want to see a sequel, buy the DVD. Now he said fan of Holtzman, right? He said he purposefully called out Kate McKinnon fans. And he's like, if you want to see more, buy the movie. And not enough people bought the movie, and they ultimately rebooted it, giving us the 3rd film finally, which is the right call. But home video sales will move the needle because that is direct payment to the studio.
Well, then I'll buy it and I'll give away the Blu-ray or the 4K and I'll use the digital code. I'll put that. Yeah, I'll give that away to somebody.
We could do a giveaway here on the channel. if you want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, whenever it comes, I'll buy it and give it away. So well, give it a. Yeah. I mean, obviously it'll be technically used because I'll break it open.
Sure,
but but I want the digital. Damn it.
Yeah, I might even buy a copy to give to somebody too, because I think there are some people out there that can afford it, and I mean,
right? Yeah, no, a lot of people are in hard times still, and
I mean,
if I can make somebody's day, then I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and I'm appreciative of the super chats because I'm still out of work for the rest of this week, and it may go into next week because of the bad.
Are you gonna file a lawsuit?
I am
or a lawsuit.
No, I am currently weighing my options on that one. My brother was in need of a personal injury attorney a couple of years ago. I've gotten that information. I'm waiting for the insurance companies to get back to me. So I can, and then I'm waiting for the orthopedic doctor to get back to me. Like, what the hell? Anyway.
No, back pain sucks, man.
Yeah, I have a bruised rib also, and that makes it even worse.
Damn, dude.
So yeah. But all right, Ryan here. I don't want to forget your Ryan. He says $5. Thank you, Ryan. There are a few fantasy books I think should get their own TV series, The Land of Elion and the Chronicles of Ancient, I'm probably mispronouncing that. And the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness. I'm unfamiliar with both of those, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we hear them go into Netflix or Amazon, because I think we're coming back into the fantasy phase now that there's the graphics to back it up.
Do you think there's like a war against like Netflix and Amazon, like who can out fantasy the other?
Nah, I think it looks
like they're buying up shit like crazy, dude. Yeah, I mean, they're throwing money at it.
No, they're throwing money at it, yeah. But the thing it wasn't, in the case of Bezos and Lord of the Rings, that's actually against HBO. That's not on Netflix. That was actually his buying of it was because he kept saying, he's like, I want a Game of Thrones for Amazon Prime. And what they were doing is like they were doing these like period shows, right? Like they took one, it was The Legend of Z, I think, or no, that was another movie that was on Amazon. But there's one about oh god damn it, it was Ella Fitzgerald, I think. No, not Ella Fitzgerald. Not Ella Fitzgerald. Hold on, let me find it here. Okay, let's see, because he did one called the Last Tycoon. Okay, it was F. Scott Fitzgerald. That's who it was. The writer. They did a show called The Last Tycoon. It had one season. It was really good. But they did like another one where it was Christina Ricci playing F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife, who was Zelda Fitzgerald, right? And so, it was just like they did these kind of shows, and then they all got canceled. Like The Tick, they did The Tick. And that they had 2 seasons of that show, and that was really good. They canceled The Tick because they wanted to, I think, free up money and resources to do these fantasy pushes. Because they also bought the rights to Stephen King's, what's the Gunslinger one? The Dark Tower series.
Oh, Dark Tower, yeah, right.
But that was after the movie came out, and Sony bombed the movie. And so that
made the IP probably cheap.
It probably made it cheap, but then they shot a pilot, and they didn't like the pilot, so they scrapped the whole project.
Oh.
So, and I was really surprised at it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? The Dark Tower would have been amazing on Amazon. Like Netflix should buy it. Like, give us the Stephen King. This would be the magnum opus of Stephen King. But they even did the CBS All Access did The Stand, and that kind of came and went.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't very good.
Well, and now it's on Paramount Plus, so more people are going to see it.
Paramount Plus, I'm not subscribing to that, man.
It's like what, $5 a month?
Disney, I got Amazon, I got Apple TV Plus. And I got Netflix. I'm good, and HBO Max because I'm under with my cable company.
Yeah,
and Showtime.
I've got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, HBO Max are what I have right now, and I'm fine. I don't Peacock. I don't even care.
I thought Peacock went bankrupt, didn't it?
No, that's Quibi. You're thinking Quibi.
Oh, Quibi. My bad.
I did have Quibi.
One of them hit the.
Why did Quibi?
Because I like the concept of Quibi. All right, I like the concept of but what it was is they released it every day, which is a bit much, but they were bite-sized 6 to 8 minute episodes. What they should have done is they wanted to make it a water cooler show, but they released it during a fucking pandemic. And so they got fucked over by the pandemic, like 100%. Because I think if it would have been business as usual, 2019, they could have released it and would have been able to find a decent foothold of people who were going to watch on their way to work or watch while they're taking a shit during their break or they're having a cigarette. and they could create water cooler content. They really could. But now all of that stuff that they made is actually going to be going to Roku because Roku bought the rights, and Roku's rebranding it as Roku Originals. So if you've got a Roku,
good Lord, man.
if you got a Roku, check out there's one, it's Anna Kendrick, and it's she has a blow up doll, right? But it's her boyfriend is okay, you guys know who Dan Harmon is?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, he co-created like Rick and Morty, he created Community, right? So his girlfriend pitched an idea to Quibi about the time she found that Dan Harmon actually had a sex doll, right, in his house. He really did. This is it's a true. They based an Anna Kendrick show off of a real, like, it's a crazy shit right there. I forget what it's called right now, but I'm sure someone will tell me. Real quick, I do want to get through. We got more super chats to get through here. HBarts, $20. Thank you, sir. Says, love Witcher Season 1. Superman was great cosplaying as Geralt. Only thing I did not like was the confusing timeline. Also, Matt, I'm off this weekend if you want to try to do something. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's get an Amazon watch party going on, right? That's what HBarts and I were talking about that today, about doing an Amazon watch party. Because if you got Amazon Prime, we can do a live stream and we can all watch something at the same time.
Oh, you can sync it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but you have to have an Amazon Prime account in order to be able
who
to
doesn't
do it.
have an Amazon Prime account?
Exactly.
Man?
And there's a lot of good content on there. I found The Last Broadcast on there. The Last Broadcast was basically a point of view found footage documentary that came out right after Blair Witch hit theaters in 99. It was made for like $900. It's about these two guys who run like a cable access show who go missing in the Jersey woods while they're trying to hunt down the Jersey Devil. And it's like this murder mystery documentary.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Last Broadcast. I saw it back in 99 when it came out on home video. I liked it.
Budget $900.
$900.
$9 bills.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon.
Is this like a legitimate documentary, or is
it's not real. It's fake, and the ending is a little bit weird, but it's definitely an interesting watch, and I would recommend it to anyone who likes point of view found footage.
So this was like the precursor to Blair Witch.
It was made before Blair Witch, but Blair Witch came out before it. It kind of went simultaneous. I'm going to do a Podio commentary on it at one point because they did simultaneously stream it. It was one of the, I think, like the first movie to be simultaneously streamed to theaters. Like in 99, they were actually really trying to work on the stuff in 99. But it came out on video in the fall of 99. And I was working at Hollywood Video at the time, and that's how I saw the promo for it. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And I went home and I checked it out. But thank you very much, HBarts, for that one. Let me just there's a few more to get here. Do another one from Sufian. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. It says Spawn HBO animated revival or Amazon full reboot. I would probably at this point go for the reboot versus the revival. I mean, I just feel like Spawn is kind of set in the 90s. And
I know, but I would love to see Keith David come back and do the voice.
Oh yeah. No, keep Keith David for everything. All right, everything. So I'm okay with that one. All right. Did I miss some here? I think I missed some super chats. I'm sorry, guys. All right, hold on. I might have
from Mac Leo 2692.
Yeah, I think I saw. Okay. I saw that one. McLeod. Thank you, McLeod. If I missed one, let me know, please, and I will read it off. It says here, I honestly have the same mindset about Restore the Snyderverse as I had when Restore the Snyder Cut. I wanted to exist and become reality, but if it doesn't happen, then oh well, move on. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are with it right now.
I have a question for you guys. Like, I know Brian Masternut was talking about this in the chat. Are you guys worried that potentially the Snyder Cut fandom could turn into like it's not really a carbon copy, but like a somewhat a similar version to what the Phantom Menace has become in a way?
I don't personally see it like that, to be honest with you. I don't think that's going to happen because the thing is,
you don't think it's going to be a volatile or like really?
No. No one's going to storm, fucking Warner Brothers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to there's not going to be a major protest outside of Warner Brothers and that ends with people storming like Stage 6. We're not going to get a repeat of January 6th here, but what might happen is that, and again, seeing this today, I'll bring back up the image. I don't know if you saw this, Firewater, or not.
What's that?
So when the trailer dropped today, Ohio Dave, who has been very active in the movement, he posted a screenshot of it and just said downvote, downvote, downvote. And as a result of the downvoting,
I did see this.
Right, wrong graph there. We can see he's got 10,000 downvotes.
I think it got to like 12K.
Yeah, so it's a lot of downvotes on it. And what do you think is going to happen as a result of that? The studio is going to come in. There's going to be op-eds tomorrow. The toxic Snyder Cut fans came out and they attacked Warner Brothers, for just posting a trailer.
Yeah.
But
right?
why post that trailer now? Like what
well, I mean, we don't know why.
Why upload that trailer?
Well, it's also a 4K. It's a 4K release. It was a 4K trailer.
Why do a 4K release now?
Why is there any? I mean, it's what is it today? Today's Wednesday. I mean, is there a reason? That's what I would ask if I was,
I mean, it only has 68K views.
Yeah.
I mean,
like a lot of them.
Well, you know what it is, though. That's where, and that's the problem with any hashtag movement. And if it does become gatekeepy or anything like that, I'm going to take that crap out of my profile. I really, genuinely don't like hashtag movements because there's no exclusionary criterion. You can't say, well, this person's not part of it. Well, like, F you, I could use the hashtag as much as I want.
I just don't get the point of uploading that trailer, because to me it comes across as that, like, almost like trolling Snyder Cut fans in a way.
Well, probably because Zack Snyder threw shade at them regarding, can we make it longer in that Netflix sizzle reel? Even Zack Snyder saying you're crossing the line here. That's not cool, right? That's
well, crossing but the thing is, though, I don't know if he is egging them on or if he is condemning them.
Right, it is kind of vague.
It's vague. I don't know the context.
It's very hard to see what he's replying to exactly.
No,
I would argue crossing the line means like you're going too far.
Well,
that's how I interpret it. That may be wrong.
Yeah, just to clarify, I mean, like, you can't see on Vera whether he's replying to David or if he's replying to, like, the post. Like, if he's replying to, like, one of the comments saying, something about downvoting, or if he's, like, replying to the post, like, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, let's bring up the image again. We might get something. We might be able to kind of data mine that. Well, no, he can see. He was responding. If he's not posting, it says David here. The top one says another L for the studio.
Yeah,
and then
I just got confused because I don't know if he's replying to Jason.
He is replying to Ohio Dave.
Okay.
Because there is no at that he's like. We can see here that there's no at. So okay. he's yeah.
So that implies that he's replying to the original poster.
Because then we have here Ohio Dave right underneath it. Replying to him. So again. We don't know. And then Avery doesn't seem to understand, thinks that it's being supportive. And that's what I'm talking about here, guys. That's what I'm talking about. This is going to be a big situation, a big problem, because it's going to end up really, really, really hurting people. It's going to end up hurting the movement, everything that these people built for years. And which is why I said earlier, I saw, Nana from Nerd Queens saying, let's support Army of the Dead. Let's blow that up. Because then that's going to be something Netflix is going to look at, and they'll definitely want to stick it to HBO and stick it to Warner Brothers. Like, look, we embrace the fans over here. You guys are off in your own world doing whatever.
Yeah, we don't know what you're doing at Warner, but hey, we like our subscribers. We think you're great.
and they are right now. But the thing is, they're starting to see that subscriber cap. They're starting to slow down. They were 4 million, or they were 2 million shy of their projected estimates for the first quarter.
HBO.
No, Netflix. Netflix was projected.
But now they're getting hyped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already a subscriber, so I can't extra subscribe. But maybe I can.
Well, and then today Netflix dropped their summer sizzle reel, which featured Army of the Dead as the very first movie that's on there, and then it's got a response by Kevin Hart going like, "Wait a minute, was that an Elvis zombie?" Like, oh, I gotta see this. So it's like they're putting Army of the Dead forefront. This is them taking shots.
Well, which came out first, the Amazon sizzle reel, or not Amazon, the Netflix sizzle reel, or the Justice League 4K trailer?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe someone does there. No, real quick though, we got $5 Canadian from McLeod 2692. Thank you, saying I have a faint feeling that it would become like the Fandom Menace, but ultimately I don't see that happening. You got my one super chat. You're good, bud. Thank you very much.
No, but here's the difference between the Snyder Cut fans and the Fandom Menace. The Snyder Cut individuals are pushing for a tangible product, right? A tangible product is Zack Snyder's vision, live and die by it. The fandom menace gives vague criticism. It's just basically make it better. Take out identity politics. The original Star Wars was an allegory for the Vietnam War. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, it's like,
and the Empire was the Americans.
Yeah, exactly. And George Lucas is super left.
Oh yeah, no. There's
he's not a bad guy, but he is.
Analogy for Nazi Germany, though.
No. I mean, no. They modeled the design of the Empire, the officers as like designed by Hugo Boss.
I've never heard the Vietnam comparison.
Oh, really, dude? There's an interview where George Lucas is talking with James Cameron.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And he talks about how like it was how the Viet Cong were the rebels, and the Empire was like an allegory for American imperialism. So it was very anti-war. Oh yeah,
that's
dude. Look at Gene Roddenberry in Star Trek. Look at like no religion, no money,
no money.
Healthcare.
Everyone is resource satisfied.
Everyone is taken care of.
Everyone is taken care of. Everyone is resource satisfied.
It's a socialist utopia, right? Super
God,
woke.
I hope we can make it there one day. I hope everyone's resource satisfied one day.
It's super woke.
So Matt, what you're telling me is that the commies really take
Star
over
Trek
Hollywood.
was the original woke SJW show.
Yes, it was. It had the very first interracial kiss ever on television.
That was huge. And
that was huge.
Like, oh my
it was
God.
so woke. I love it because all these right wingers are just like, these hardcore fandom menace types. Like Gary from Nerdotic is like, it's the culture war. I love old Star Trek. Like, dude,
you love old Star Trek because you grew up with it and you're incapable of scrutinizing it with your current viewpoint.
Exactly.
Like, for example, it's sort of like, and I don't want to get overtly political, but people that don't want to wear masks, but then because they don't want the government telling them what to wear. Okay, fine. You wear clothes every day.
Yeah.
Government's telling you to do that. If you go out not wearing clothes, it's indecent exposure. You'll be arrested immediately. Somebody's going to call the police. They're going to be like, oh my God, there's this naked guy walking around. So the reality is that you've accepted that from when you're a kid. And so you don't really think about it. We all saw Star Wars when we were younger. Right. I know I saw it in my parents had bootlegs. And I remember I used to watch Empire and Return all the time. And I pop in the original once in a while. But we had bootlegs and we used to do that. And I saw them in the 80s when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. So it's to me like we've accepted that already. And it wants to bring it back to the childhood. The bottom line is that if the Fandom Menace were to rewatch 4, 5, and 6, with their current SJW lens, they would call Leia a Mary Sue. Yeah, they would. It wouldn't be as bad as perhaps the sequels here, but they would call Leia Mary Sue. They would scrutinize every little plot point, but you can't do that because that's not going to get you clicks, right? If you're going to be honest about it.
Well, honesty and the Fandom Menace don't really go hand in hand, so there's that.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing, though. But like, they like all these old shows, and that's great because they grew up with it, and you don't scrutinize it under their current. Because the anti SJWs, in my opinion, are just SJWs.
Oh yeah,
I don't believe in a thing of an anti SJW. One guy was trying to
fighting for a different culture.
I was on another stream, and I was in the chat in Saggy Melon's stream, and I had an opinion about Drunk 3PO and Gina Carano's career, and I said her affiliation there. Was I don't think it was the smartest move, and it probably was a contributing factor. And I had somebody in the chat tell me you need to change your opinion. It's like, I don't.
I get that all the time.
But like, isn't that what I just have an opinion? I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I'd like to consider myself a good faith actor. I try to analyze the facts as best I can, but. It's like you need to change. Whoops. You're operating under. You don't have all the facts, and then we start discussing the facts. And I was like, "Well, you're just using SJW tactics. You want to silence me because I'm saying something you don't want to hear. So you're for free speech when it's profitable, but when you have very few. I shouldn't say nobody. Very few people are for free speech when it's burdensome. So that's what I find ironic with these people. You say something they don't like, and then it's like they get bent out of shape. Where who am I, dude? Do I have 600 followers on Twitter? I don't have a YouTube channel. What does it matter what I think? I think that allows me.
That's how a lot of it is with them, to be honest with you. But real quick though, I forgot. I guess I unplugged my camera, so the battery died. That's why I'm off camera.
That is a rip.
That is it kicked off like, oh well, I gotta charge it. Real quick here, I understand the argument, but we probably should just keep moving on. Because I could go off about them all night.
No. Let's get back to shit
Tim
that actually
Terrell.
matters.
$5 says here, why do critics and scoopers act that the studios are wrong for not sharing the streaming numbers? Why should they be transparent with that sensitive info? Which is actually a really good question. The thing is, like, it gives us like there's a certain level of transparency with box office results because those numbers are provided to a couple third parties, and it's made available. And the thing is, though, is like that will dictate. Like you could almost argue like stocks rise and fall as a result of that, right? If a movie bombs and we know that it's bombing, it's going to impact the future of that film. Oftentimes movies don't get an upswing, so this is actually going to work better for them because they can sit there and say literally whatever they want or not say anything and let other people just kind of bicker amongst themselves. So I do feel like the people are right for asking for that transparency. But at the same time, the studio, they don't have to give it if they don't want to, So it's like, I'd like to know because I'm a data-driven individual. I'd like to see evidence of something, as I'm sure Firewater and RJ would agree with me on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we're spoiled by like Box Office Mojo and things like that, and the press. Oh, this movie had a $200 million opening weekend, like or whatever. And it's like, oh, hype. Stream numbers maybe don't just generate that much hype. Dollars do. When you see something make a ton of money, it's like, yo, let's go.
I would like. Sorry, I guess I just saw Fourth here because you brought it. Apparently, Drunk 3PO actually met with Gina.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh yeah, wasn't he in like Vegas or something?
I don't know. I'm happy for him though. I'm happy for him, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my statement's wrong. I just call them as I see them, and it's possible I have my statement wrong, but I mean, we'll see. And there's also rumors with her going back with Jon Favreau. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't think she should.
No, she dated. I know she dated Henry Cavill.
No, I meant like not date. I'm sorry, work for Jon Favreau again.
Oh, okay. I get you. No, it's all good. It's all good. Although I have to say, I like Fourth here says for the first time I felt, or he says here for the first time I felt jealousy. I don't know, man. Like, I mean,
is Gina Carano like married or something?
No, she's not. As far as I know, she's not. I don't know. It doesn't matter if she is or isn't married. It doesn't matter one way or the other. She could be in love with the cactus for all I care.
I mean, I hope her and Drunker have a very nice friendship.
Now, if Drunk comes out later on and is just like brown chicken, brown cow, then I think a lot of people are going to be jelly.
Nah, I don't know, man. Good for him. I don't get jealous. I tell people in my real life, not all the time, but like I wouldn't trade my problems for like Bill Gates' problems. I'm very satisfied with the problems I have in my life.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trade my existence for anyone else's.
Well, I mean, Bill Gates and the adrenochrome, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, sorry, there's another thing here from McLeod 2692. $5. Thank you, sir. It says Trek has always been progressive and woke. It's just the real world commentary and issues that the series dives into that changes over the decade. Yeah, that's true.
I think that's a reasonable assessment.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead. No,
I was just thinking about like Snyder Cut stuff again. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just, I just get concerned because I know people in the chat were talking about this. It's like, I just see a dangerous path forward in a way. Like, I think someone needs to speak up eventually. Like, I think the problem is they're not being transparent with the numbers. We have to go to third-party details for that. I know why you're saying, like, that shows silence is bad in a way. But, again, it's just, like, when you don't have transparency, it just leads to more confusion. And you have such passionate people who are very emotional. It's, like, it just adds like, more fire to it already. Like, pouring gasoline on a fire, if that makes sense.
Well, so, real quick, though. I did see Sean bring this up in the chats, talking about this trailer today. This wasn't like promoting a re-release. I think it's I don't think they're doing a re-release of it. But this was just an updated 4K trailer. So I mean,
and then again, I have to ask, what was the point of releasing that?
Wait, they're not releasing Justice League on 4K, or they already did?
I believe it's already out in 4K.
But they just updated the trailer?
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's a re-release.
No, I can
Why
buy.
would they go through the labor of it?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I can buy on Amazon right now. I can get the 4K edition of Justice League for $24 right now.
That is about $24 more expensive than it should.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then I mean, that's kind of weird. I mean, like,
Again,
why would
I
they?
ask, what was the point of doing it? Like,
I mean,
today
well,
of all days.
Well, they've been, they've been kind of poking at everything. I think they like to fuck with the fans.
But
You know?
why? Because they know it's just going to end up blowing up.
Or maybe they're trying to bait the fans into a massive down. I mean, I don't know. Would they be that petty or tactical? Jarmo, you know better than me.
I mean, like, it's not. Look, when you know how to trigger somebody, it's not difficult to trigger them.
Sure.
And they know that the fan base is very overreactive. I mean, have you seen the comments on this video?
I had a feling it was going to be. They're trying. I feel like they're baiting people in, and it's probably going to work.
Well, you've got a bunch of verified YouTube accounts with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that are like calling them out in the comment section. Like they're just like it's just everyone's so furious. Heavy Spoilers is in there saying restore the Snyderverse. I mean, like the film community is definitely like not for this. And then I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled this trailer down. I really wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the trailer down.
Well, they're getting downvoted to holy hell.
Yeah. They are. Like, I wouldn't be. Yeah, it's at 11,000 downvotes now. Underhaven here says they did it legitimately just to flip the bird. I don't.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The sizzle reel came out first, right? And Zack Snyder threw shade at HBO. And if they're as thin-skinned as you say they are, which I believe you, they have to fire back.
Well, yeah.
Or they feel compelled to fire back.
Here's the thing, too, that I think we need to talk about, too. Like, there's other stuff to love and talk about.
I know.
It need to be Snyder Cut 24/7.
That is why I'm honest to God. Like at this point, I'm like, this is my last Snyder Cut stream for a while. Like it's been.
It's probably a dead meme at this point.
I'm gonna try to avoid the next one. I think today of all days, like yesterday, you had everyone calling, it's the saying the sky is falling, and then cancel HBO Max. And then today they dropped this trailer, and Zach does his little, let's make it longer. Can we make it longer, sort of thing? And that's a dig at Kevin Tushihara, and that's fine because
I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. It was like, can we make it? I got some notes. Can we make it longer?
I'm just saying,
like, get him, Zach. I laughed out loud when I saw that. I was like, Zack Snyder's a freaking boss, man.
Yeah, and he's eating popcorn while he does it.
Yeah,
with the slide. That's the thing. I mean, think about that. He's taking a shot at his former boss, right? Kind of. And then they do this thing right now. I think Sean said that this trailer came out, was originally released in October 2017. So did they just pulled it?
Yeah, it seems like they just pulled the trailer and did a 4K remaster of it. But why?
Why? Like what the hell is going on?
And poor Ezra Miller. He's on the thumbnail, man. Like,
I know, and I can't.
Do anything
why they did that, right?
Leave him alone.
It's slowly building up the Flash movie in a way.
That makes a good point. Yeah, that they're going to use it to talk about the Flash.
So does this solidify that Justice League is canon? Like for sure now?
Yes. Oh no, they've already admitted Justice League is canon. They've already admitted it. Yeah.
That's such a mistake.
It's a mistake.
So Sammy here says they be trolling 100%. Cuppy Malik says, RJ, you know why, dude.
I know.
Underhaven says, I'm legitimately just glad Zack Snyder seems to be in a good place career-wise and mentally. Oh yeah, 100%, dude.
He seems a lot happier working for Netflix. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to Army of the Dead.
I'm What is brunch?
I don't know if you guys saw, but a lot of DC fans are all like, if the Snyderverse doesn't happen, we're all just going to jump to Team Marvel. I'm like, you guys should already be on Team Marvel. At least they care about the fans and are trying their best to like diversify their portfolio.
Marvel fans, we want this, Kevin Feige. Okay.
And he even gives you stuff that you didn't even know you wanted.
Yeah, like, I don't get it, man. Like, I don't get it at all. It's like I feel like Warner Brothers hates DC because I feel like like they, DC films have always been, because I mean, before 2008, there was always far more DC movies than Marvel movies. And they've tried Batman a couple times, and we were on our third iteration of it by 2005.
They just don't have anyone working there that's truly a fan of the source material, like in the higher up positions. I mean,
yeah, but they also are more of a filmmaker dedicated company, right? Like they're more a filmmaker driven company, which is why Nolan, pitched Batman and got Batman. So Brian, look at Bryan Singer. He wanted to. For Superman, they were going to do J.J. Abrams' Superman Flyby. That ended up getting canceled. And so then they went with Bryan Singer, who was like, hey, I just did these 2 amazing X-Men movies. I could do a Richard Donner-esque Superman movie. And they thought, all right, well, I mean, everyone loves Superman 78. Shit, do it. And then it ended up not working out well.
Yeah. I just wonder, like, again, we talking about, like, hitting them where it hurts in the wallet. I just wonder if that's going to be a litmus test to see if, like, the Snyder Cut fandom is as big and as powerful as some people think or some people don't think it is. If there will ever become a time where it's, like, a big financial debt to where they'd actually notice and do something.
Well, I think what we'll see is whatever happens if the Flash movies in theaters, and let's say all existing theaters are all systems go. Let's pretend like maybe the coronavirus is done with, or consumer confidence is high enough so it doesn't even matter if it's over or not. That'll be kind of like the litmus test. I think Flash will be the litmus test. If Flash bombs, Warner bet on the wrong horse.
I do. By the way, I have a name for call the Fandome menace.
Oh no!
That's my terrible dad joke of the night.
You get one of those.
I get one. I have 2 kids. I'm not firing both barrels. I'm just going to fire one.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Batman for sure is going to make $1 billion. I think Flash could make 600-700 million easy. Aquaman 2 will probably make $1 billion.
Well, I mean, look at this. Underhaven here says DC should focus on smaller stories. Spend this time finding their guy who can bring it all together. It could take years. Yeah. It could take years. I mean, they thought they had him with Zack, and ultimately they do have him with Zack. But they just chose to go another direction because I think they're afraid of their own shadow. They're just every time, that there is some controversy or something. I mean, look at this. Like Ezra Miller straight choked a bitch. And you know what? Like, no problem.
No,
yeah, we didn't like her anyways, man.
Yeah, she's what was she, Icelandic? Like, they don't count. They're not people. Like, I don't know,
Oh man.
But and then now everyone was calling it out, and it's like they fired Johnny Depp, but Amber Heard is now posting her workout
Apparently,
routine.
Warner Brothers loves Amber Heard. By the way, apparently they really like her.
I don't know. I mean, I would assume so because they shit canned her husband.
They're sticking by her.
Yeah, I mean, even though Johnny Depp would bring in more money, no one's gonna no one's going to Aquaman 2 for Mara. Yeah, I'm going for Yaha Abdul Mateen
the second.
Yeah, I'm going for him. And Jason Momoa, man, and maybe some more Willem Dafoe, and Amber Heard was like, she's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that it will be funny if the Flash movie actually does continue off of Justice League and reboots everything to erase a lot of what Snyder did. Like
they're gonna kill a huge portion of the fan, and they already have. They're already actively working against the fan base.
Well, Flash might be their DC's Last Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be. Well, here's the thing: is Underhaven
without the financial success.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
I mean, it did $1.3 billion, I believe, highest grossing movie in 2018, I believe.
Which one for Aquaman?
No, when did Last Jedi come out? 17 or 18?
2017.
Yeah.
Oh, highest grossing movie in 2017 then.
Okay. Maybe I don't really remember the numbers on that one.
Yeah, no, it did 1.3.
Well, it's funny. Well, here's funny. Underhaven here makes a comment about, like, can we transfer someone else's consciousness into Amber Heard's body? Well, the thing with that though is there was all those rumors that Emilia Clarke was in talks to
be recast,
replace, or she was going. Not that there were talks, that she was outright going to replace Amber Heard. And what happened? Marvel just cast her in Secret Invasion.
In a big role, yeah.
In a big role, And then there's been also those rumors about the Lando show continuing from Solo.
Yeah, she's joined Camp Disney. Like
She's yeah.
settling over there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she hasn't gotten much work since the end of Game of Thrones, so she probably doesn't want to go back to Warner Brothers because of, HBO being part of Warner Brothers. So I get that. But it's like, maybe no one else wanted to take the role. Maybe nobody else wanted to deal with what could be seen as misogynistic backtracking, But I do see here, Arkham Gaming does ask a question. Do you think we will see the Snyderverse restored at DC Fandome? If I was a betting man, no, I wouldn't.
What about an Ayer cut?
Ayer cut would be. I think if that would be something that could be possible. If Ayer says it's done, because he has kind of talked a bit about it a little bit, I could see that being a thing, and I support that. Even the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, man, I hear that's like something that exists. So
I would be very interested in that. By the way,
I'd be very cool with that.
Why are they filming 2 and 3 movies? No wonder why they're not making any friggin' money. Shoot one movie. That's it.
No, because you need to release movies back to back. It's called building momentum.
No. You misunderstand what I'm saying. Like, there should have never been a Snyder cut and a Justice League cut. There should only have been a Snyder cut. Snyder cut shouldn't even be a thing. And then there should be no Ayer cut. They shot 2 different movies, and you wonder why you're going over budget.
Well, they edited 2 different movies.
The trailer.
But that's my point. I mean, you're shooting all that extra footage for enough for 2 films. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't hear, like, there's no release the Feige cut, release the Rousseau brother version of freaking Civil War, right? You don't hear that shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys saw, like, I think it was last year.
They have their shit together. That's why.
It became like this whole meme where a fan they said, we're going to release the Snyder cut of Shazam. Where they said, we're going to take out all the jokes. We're going to update the color palette, make it more serious to fit it in with the Snyderverse. And everyone just made fun of them. Because, like, why would you do that?
I like Shazam.
I love Shazam.
I love
movie. Shazam. Yeah, it's a great movie. All right, let me take a quick look here. I do see that we've got $5 super chat from DJN. Thank you. It says, let's be clear. It's this version of Warner Brother, 3 major peeps at the top, some personalities. Is it same personalities? Did you mean to type same personalities? For hashtag Warner Brothers or WB cowards, not stewards. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. I don't, not Stewart. Was that like a Jon Stewart reference there?
Stewards means like,
like a steward of it. Like,
I know what steward means. I'm just like, I'm just, phonetically speaking out loud. I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know. Like, let's see. Okay. Meep here says, after Zack Snyder Justice League problem with WB, I doubt about an Ayer cut release. I mean, fuck, man. Like, that I feel like that's the easiest thing to get. And that would create momentum in the Snyderverse because that would give you more of the Joker. Because look at what people wanted. People wanted more Batman. They wanted more Nightmare. And then when they got the Joker, they wanted more Joker. And they wanted Joseph, they wanted more Deathstroke. The big draw of like post Snyder cut was clearly the Nightmare sequence because that was directly tied to Darkseid.
Yeah, that was dope.
And that was great.
I love that. I rewatched the Joker taunting Batman probably like 30 times. I like how Jared Leto's Joker, he laughs at his own shitty joke when he says, "How about a truce, Bruce?" He starts laughing at his own terrible joke. I love it.
And that's the thing. People want to see more of that. So maybe like that is something like that. Maybe maybe Justice League 2 and 3 won't happen, but they might do like they may not call it Justice League. If they did the Nightmare, they may not call it Justice League because if it's just Batman and Joker and Deathstroke hanging out, whatever.
Well, I mean, you had Cyborg and Flash there too. Yeah. Arthur got murked. So did Wonder Woman. That hurts. That they're useful. They're strong fighters. Superman went super duper. I want to know why the Joker is the key. Why is he so goddamn valuable that he could taunt Batman and say anything he wants to him? And he knows that Batman will grit his teeth. He'll stamp away. He'll get all pissy, but he ain't going to do shit.
I don't know.
It's kind of like how, like in Kill Bill Volume 2, when you find out Buck's story, or no, Bud's story, not Buck, Bud. And you find out that he's this bouncer at this shitty strip club, and they treat him like shit. And then he says he pawned a priceless sword for $250 in El Paso, Texas. He was willing to give up that assassin lifestyle and make millions of dollars to get away from his brother. Why? What did Bill do to Bud? And that's his brother. obviously he did something enough to make him go away. They don't really go into that in the film, but that's what I want to know. I want to know what value the Joker has. And because you look at Ben Affleck, or I'm sorry, you look at Batman, he's ready to tear his head off. He's ready to rip his head off. But like he says, you need me. Sorry. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I loved it. I was actually one of the people that back in 2015, when David Ayer dropped that image of Joker, the first image we saw of him, and everyone lost their shit. I was actually out there going like, nah, I think this looks pretty good, man. Like, I want to see it.
I still think that look was terrible.
I like it. I don't care. I like it. I you're wrong. But and then seeing the movie, I went to see it opening day with my girlfriend, and I liked it. And then I went back the next day and I watched it again with my buddy, who was like kind of apprehensive because he did not like BVS. Well, no, sorry, he didn't like. This was after we saw the Ultimate Edition of BVS, so he really liked it after he saw the Ultimate. And we walked out of Suicide Squad, and he's like, "Man, that was like the best Joker I've seen in a long time. That was just fun." You know, it was just the pure chaos magic Joker. The you never know what he's really going to do. And
does he have a plan, or just everything just happens to work out?
Well, in the same,
he's like an evil version of Jack Sparrow. Does Jack Sparrow have a plan? I don't know. Shit kind of just works out.
Yeah, a little bit,
in a sense, right? But he's just chaotic evil. Whereas I would argue Jack Sparrow's maybe chaotic good.
So apparently it's been stated that Joker has a mother box. How the fuck would Joker get a mother box?
Well, I mean, how does he do anything?
Maybe he has information where one is. Maybe
he has valuable information. That's the way I see it. Like, you need me to undo this entire thing. Okay, well, what value does the Joker have? Does he have it hidden somewhere? Well, if that were the case, they would just kill him and take it. If they knew where it was, Batman will just he'll slit his throat. Underhaven's funny.
Okay, so yeah, Sean here kind of gives a bit more info. And by the way, thank you, Thornton. I didn't say that, but thank you. It says Joker would be useful in stealing a mother box from Darkseid's army. This was confirmed by Zack. They would need a mother box to power the cosmic treadmill. Okay. So that would make some sense. I mean, that would make Joker useful in the situation.
Yeah, he has value, and as soon as that value is expired, Batman's gonna choke the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? His value. It's actually in his best interest to push him getting the mother box off as long as humanly possible, because he knows as soon as I give you what you want, you're done. Usually the bad guy does that, and this time it's the good guy.
Yeah.
I would like to. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see that relationship explored. That's the thing. Is like, I know we talk about it a lot, and even I'm annoyed with talking about the Snyder Cut all the time. I love it. It exists. I would wish that it would be under better people, better control. I agree with selling it. At this point, I just think they, sell it to Netflix. Sell DC to Netflix.
But there would be so many consequences to that, like in the bigger picture, though, if you think about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Arrowverse is dead. No.
Well, not that, but like the video games, the animation, that kind of stuff.
I mean, Harley Quinn would be hit. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And I need more seasons of that. Sorry. So.
But that's also profitable.
There would be some collateral damage, of course. But is it going to be a net positive or net negative? Very rare is that any decisions are perfect, and you hope that you just get the best that you can. But I think they need to sell the IP while it's still hot.
They never will, though.
Then they're gonna shareholders at AT&T. I wish, you know what it is. I wish I would win the Powerball and I'd buy like $10 or $20 million worth of shares in AT&T. It's like, damn it, I have a lot of this stock. I want to speak at a meeting. Hey, Warner Media, you guys suck when it comes to managing the DC. What you did to Zack Snyder is borderline criminal. And you smell. And you're not getting a bonus.
Yeah. You smell, you dirty
and
bastards.
You just smell bad. And I'm going to damage your credit scores because you're going to get fired. You're not going to be able to pay your debt.
This because I know Josh just brought this up, but in terms of the Flash movie, like he's brought up, why would Ben Affleck agree to be in a movie that would crap on Zack Snyder's films and legacy? Like, I know, do you guys agree with that? Or, like, is that, like, a sign that maybe Affleck will have some influence on what his character does?
I remember hearing that thing that he wanted, that he wanted to have some say over the script. He had notes for the script. And I'm pretty sure, if anything, it's to give him a proper send-off. right? Because I feel they're probably going to end up killing Ben Affleck in the Flash.
Yeah, I think he's dying.
They're going to kill off Batman, and then
He'll sacrifice.
He'll sacrifice himself to save it. That's what's going to prompt Barry to go back in time or something. You know? And then they're going to kill off. They're going to look, if they kill off Ben Affleck, like that's it. It's done. It's done. You know, we already knew he was going to sacrifice himself at the end of Justice League 3. But it's just, yeah, it's yeah, you know. And the thing is, like, at this point, you can kind of tell, like, even Zach
the tears in the movie theater would be very salty. There'd be a lot of salt in the tears of fans if that happened.
Oh yeah, there'd be a lot of vocal people online. There'd be a lot of vocal people, really, you know, like there'd be a lot of pissed off vocal people. But all right, guys, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, and so we got about 10 minutes left. So post your final questions in here, because I need to go take my pain meds and lay down for a bit. I didn't want to be on pain meds while talking, because then I would dry out like crazy.
I'm gonna check out that last broadcast.
Yeah, you should watch it, dude. It's interesting. It's like, it's total 90s. You know, it's don't go in expecting a lot of professionalism. It's definitely like lower. Like,
well, I mean, like, what do you want? They spent $800 on it. Or 600. What was it?
900.
900. Yeah.
Let's see here. Sean says, if I watch The Flash, I'll be sailing the high seas.
I have a hard time believing a lot of people are going to pirate or boycott it like they say they are, though.
Yeah.
Wait, it's funny. Actually, when I go on, I know this. I'm not fully not getting the reference, but when I take a flight somewhere, I usually watch BVS Ultimate.
Also, I was just going to mention this. I totally forgot. Apparently, AT&T and Warner Brothers is doing like some kind of big investor press conference either tomorrow or the 30th.
I think it's the 30th.
Yeah. Also, Dr. Hockey, I think the main TCU Batman, at least the rumors are saying it's going to be Michael Keaton. So.
I like Michael Keaton.
Well, that's what Grace Randolph was saying, that they want to do like the Batman Beyond, but it'd be, you know, like
Batgirl. Yeah.
Batgirl. You know, the thing is, hey, Terry, Teri. There we go. Right? It's just the same. It's the same name. No. Oh no. I want no. I don't want it. But that would be that would be the way around it.
But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, Matt. Like, why do the most obvious, most convoluted way when you have a surefire hit and success with fans, just doing it your very traditional Batman Beyond, Batman Beyond live action with Michael Keaton? Why do the whole female thing with Batgirl and changing?
Have you not paid attention? Like, I mean, look at
I'm just saying it's the obvious solution. Like, it's an obvious creative choice that they don't need to make.
Well, look at the Sarah Calais. You know, she's not blonde hair, blue eyed for Supergirl.
No, I know, that's fine. Yeah.
So it's like that, you know, I mean,
Terry, like, fans have wanted a traditional live action Batman Beyond since the cartoon came out.
Yes.
And they've wanted Michael Keaton to be the older Bruce Wayne. They can do that now, but they won't. They'll do it in some weird way that's going to make fans upset. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're so averse to success, it boggles my mind that they don't go with the obvious choices.
Well, I mean, have they been making any good decisions recently?
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's nobody who's a fan. If this was Kevin Feige, he would have done a traditional Batman Beyond movie, not whatever this is going to be.
Well, it's not Kevin Feige. It's not Kevin Feige, as much as it'd be nice. Now, Shifty Gizm here says, just make it Barbara Gordon in the Batgirl Beyond role.
But why? I mean, why change the origin?
Yeah,
Batgirl's origin is pivotal to her character. If you change it too much where Batman trains her, it loses all meaning. She has to fight to be Batgirl because Batman doesn't want to have Batgirl around. He's like, no, I will not train you. So she goes on her own and becomes Batgirl by herself. You know?
Yeah. And remember, they had sex in The Killing Joke, too.
Well, we ignore that because Alan Moore said it was a mistake. So,
Alan, does anyone really care what Alan Moore has to say?
I miscorrected myself. Bruce Timm was very much into that ship. Alan Moore, that was never in the comic. That's a Bruce Timm thing.
Well, if you want to break down the concept of that whole thing, that makes absolute sense for the relationship. That's actually such a good way of putting. Yes, it. Oh my God, absolutely.
Batgirl's like 20 years younger.
Who cares, dude? Who cares? It's the sexual appeal of the older authority figure. right? It's something that
But
happens
Dick
in these kind
Grayson
of
is there. That's the relationship. Batgirl.
well,
and
no,
Nightwing.
yeah, but no. Look, you're not gonna, look. If you could fuck Batman, you're gonna fuck Batman, not Dick Grayson. All right, you're not gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, what's going on, Robin?
Why fuck the bass player when you can get John Bon Jovi?
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I'm
But the
saying?
whole point though of that was
She's a
at
daughter surrogate, though. That's so
not
weird.
really, not really. The whole idea here essentially is Batman realized he made a mistake, right? He did. And then that was also what, and then Barbara's obsession with the guy going after her is also what prompted him to go to Arkham to talk to the Joker, which set up the Killing Joke. Batman, we needed to see the motivation that would push Batman to go there and go, are we ever just going to stop doing this? Is it just going
I
to
think
keep
it
going?
worked fine in the comic, though. You didn't need to have that whole background.
Well, the comic was a one-off. It was an Elseworld one-off, you know? Well, I mean, they canonized the whole her getting shot thing. But I think when you're making it into a movie, you have to have that introduction. You have to have something that's going to give audiences.
Well, it's also because they just did, if they made a movie just in the comic, it would be like a short film. It wouldn't be like a full theatrical.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I really liked the Killing Joke. I went to the to that special preview of it that they had.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
I don't
Blix
know.
here makes an interesting point. He says, I think Batman Beyond is the key to saving the DC films. Interesting.
If it's traditional Batman Beyond, yes, I think it could be a huge
Maybe.
hit. But whatever they're doing right now with this whole Michael Keaton training a Batgirl, no, that's not going to work. It's
Well,
just going to make fans upset.
Shiftygism here says, I just don't think that Batman Beyond is as popular with the normies to be successful. It's been 20 years, to be honest with you. It's been 20
It
fucking
was a
years.
big deal when Batman Beyond was on HBO Max. I would not underestimate the popularity of that brand.
When it was on it, when they just recently put it on there. I know it was on Netflix
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, they put it on HBO Max and
Okay.
they did like a remastered Blu-ray where they remastered all the episodes. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Okay, Rel McMillan here says, Batman Beyond's Return of the Joker told us Bruce and Barbara were a thing.
Because Bruce Timm's very weird. Bruce Timm is a very weird man. I love him.
No,
I
it just
respect him,
means
but-
that Batman likes to smash. You know?
Yeah, but it's the daughter surrogate role who's like 20 years younger. It's weird. I'm sorry. I would never get over that. It's weird to me. I'm sorry.
Wants to hit that, yo.
I mean, like, God forbid RJ ever meets a woman in her 30s. And they'll be like, no, I'm too young for you.
Hey,
She's like,
I'm gonna turn 22, so hey, I mean 30s. I don't have a problem with.
I don't know, like,
40s or 50s though. I
Wait,
don't know.
no, nah, dude. Nah. You don't even know. You don't even know. You're gonna get there. Oh my God, you have no idea. Music Man here's all like, Batman loves the pussy.
Well, that's why he loves Catwoman. You know. That's why he-
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I'm
Also,
excited for Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz chemistry. You know.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see if their chemistry made it all the way over the with the Batmobile.
Yeah.
You
if we'll
did
see
hear
the
those
rebels.
rumors?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
good Lord.
had sex on top of the Batmobile, and apparently Zoe Kravitz is pregnant, and that's why Matt Reeves is pissed off at Pattinson and hates him apparently.
Oh, that's
apparently-
hysterical.
and
That's true.
apparently-
That's a Doomcock
some
rumor.
Doomcock. That's some Doomcock.
Actually,
that's a Doomcock rumor?
no. That came from 4chan. I know because I read it on 4chan.
Oh yeah, and then
it came from-
I
and
do
then-
not
then
watch
Doomcock
it.
copied it and brought it to YouTube.
Yeah, right. But I found it was on 4chan first. It was like I read that. And I'm like, because someone sent it to me, and I'm like, what the hell is this thing? Hell no.
Yeah. Do you guys buy into the rumors though that Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves hate each other?
No.
I don't buy it either. I think
It's the thing is Pattinson likes to put himself in very aggressive filming situations. You know, like he likes to push his boundaries. It would take a lot for someone to hate him. You know, I would argue that he doesn't like the Twilight franchise.
yeah.
That's
I just think the rumors.
Hey
that
guys,
Matt
real
Reeves
quick,
is so
I got a dip.
frustrated.
You guys have yourself a great
Yeah.
evening, right?
Yeah, we're
All right, thanks for
about
coming
to
in,
end soon,
Firewater.
so-
No problem. Thanks for
We'll
having
talk
me.
again
Appreciate
soon. Yeah. All right. No.
I just find those rumors hard to believe. Like Matt Reeves seems so excited about the property. I don't think he's so jaded and so angry. He doesn't want to make more Batman movies. Like I just don't buy that.
No, not at all. I think the COVID breakdown or the COVID lockdown definitely bothered. Like it didn't help.
It
the
probably
situation.
stressed them out. Yeah, maybe that's what the rumors are stemming from. Maybe there was frustration on the set because they filmed it during COVID and like all the stuff they had to do. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, but hey, the movie comes out in a little less than a year.
Yeah, we'll probably get another trailer at DC Fandome in October.
Yeah, oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Classy Ulysses here says Robert hates the Twilight series. He even said that in numerous interviews. He was
yeah.
saying that. He was saying that before the final movies came out.
Yeah, he's saying I'm done. Like I hate
He,
this.
he was ripping on him. I think by the time the third movie came out, he just did it for the money. I mean, it's like, yeah, like, here's buckets loads of cash, and all these girls want to throw themselves at you.
It is fascinating to watch like everyone's careers post Twilight. Like Kirsten Stewart's like, Robert Pattinson's like gonna be the next Batman, and then whatever happened to Taylor Lautner? What's he doing?
He was in I don't know what he's doing, but I will say this though, the best thing to come out of the Twilight movies was Anna Kendrick.
Was she in those?
She was Bella's best friend.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, she was Bella's best friend.
They had some other pretty famous actors in those movies, right?
I know, like Peter Fasinelli was in it, and then who else was in it? Like, there's a lot of other. I don't care. I know Rachel Lefevre was in it. She was like one of the bad vampires, but she was replaced by Bryce Dallas Howard. Or Bryce Dallas Howard was replaced by Rachel Lefevre. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
So final update on the Justice League trailer that they posted. It's now at 12K dislikes, and it's about to reach 13.
Okay.
So.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that that whole situation is going to end up biting them all in the ass.
Yeah.
So,
and you're never going to make another Snyder Cut stream for a while, right? Not until something big happens.
I want to talk about other things.
I think everyone does.
So bad. I wasn't going to talk about like even DC Fandome, and then I saw this trailer and I saw like the other stuff, and I was all like, oh my God, I'm like, all right, fine. I'll do it. I'll be like the reasonable voice, the cynical realist, that everyone hates me for. But I do think that supporting Zack in Army of the Dead is going to be the best way going forward.
Yeah. I know you think it won't really have a big effect on negotiations or anything, but I don't know. Like I said, if nothing happens at DC Fandome, then I think it's over. But
that's a long way to go, man. That's such a long way to go. That's such a long way to go. It's just, they're not even, if they were like excited about it, they would give us a hint. They would give us something.
AT&T's been tweeting saying, hey guys, pay attention to this. Like AT&T's been putting out tweets like supporting DC Fandome. So some Snyder Cut fans
well, yeah, because it's the fucking parent company.
I know, but you know how it is. They
right, 6 hours
AT&T
ago.
tweets is like more special.
Well, yeah, 6 hours ago, that was their last tweet. Well, not their last. No, yeah, it was their last tweet today. Was like, oh, let's do this DC Fandome. And then like 7 hours ago was a tweet about pre-ordering the iPad Pro 11-inch, or like the new iPad. It's so. And then hold on, let's see here. They have Made for Love. They retweeted Mortal Kombat stuff. I'm looking for DC content. At least Snyder Cut content. And I ain't seeing shit. Even, let's see here. Let me take a look at the Zack Snyder's Justice League. There we go. The Snyder Cut preview. Tweeted something 10 hours ago. And they haven't tweeted since April 19th. It'd been like over a week since they last tweeted. They've slowed down how often the account tweets. So so clearly social media is not blowing up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I want to have faith in a way, but I'm also not going to have blind faith. I don't think it's happening, but I would be happy if something did.
I think, well, Brian here has got to talk to Enosh, because I know Enosh is probably going to stream a little later to try to not to counter what I said.
I'll make a response stream tomorrow.
Probably. I'll be like, oh, dude, I'm in bed. I was in bed. I'm like, I'm not gonna go.
There's just too much other good things to be talking about. I mean, Bad Batch comes out next week. We got Loki on the horizon.
Dude, I'm so fucking hyped for Bad Batch, because it's
flying under the radar a little bit, but I think once it comes out, people are gonna be buzzing about it.
So, I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Geekicidal here says YouTuber taking business side.
Or talking business side.
About what is that? I don't know. Yeah, I need. Sean here says watch the Mighty Ducks. I haven't watched Mighty Ducks yet. I do want to rewatch Falcon and Winter Soldier. But I am going to try to watch Mortal Kombat. Or if you know what, maybe I'll watch Invincible.
Get on Invincible first.
Yeah, because Invincible's got the season finale in a couple days. Oh no, tomorrow. Fuck, it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, Brian went off pretty well in just stream last night though. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I know. I heard him a little bit. I heard him a little bit last night. I was in the chat, like I was. In the chat.
Oh yeah, you were poking the bear in the chat, man. You were really.
I was. It was funny. I was just laying in bed. I'm all like looped up on my pills and just like talking shit. Let's see. Rewatch Revenge of the Sith, the best Star Wars movie. It's the best prequel film, that's for certain.
Yeah.
So, but all right, everyone. It's been 2 hours and 4 minutes. I think it's well, actually, yeah, about the time. Real quick, Carlos asking, do I think True Detective season 4 will happen? I would hope so. I haven't heard anything on it myself. I have heard a rumor that apparently Mindhunter is getting season 3. There's in talks to bring that back.
Oh really? Because I thought they weren't going to do it.
That's what I thought too. That's coming in from small screen, and Edward, like. Take it all with a grain of salt, but I like Edward, so we'll have to wait and see what happens on that one. But yeah, I would love for another True Detective season. I'd love for another Mindhunter. I'm a big true crime kind of guy, so there's a lot of stuff there to talk about. And you know what? I am just gonna pimp my own shit here because I want to.
Yeah, I pimped my stuff out. I actually jumped like a bunch of subs. I'm actually close to hitting 400. I only need like 6 more subs.
I got the Patio commentary right here. Link is in the chat.
Still working on that Jaws video, right?
Jaws will come out on Friday. Yeah.
Awesome.
Jaws. Here we go. Jaws will come out on Friday. I'm doing that one, and then I'll do Mortal Kombat afterward. I just because of everything the last couple of weeks, I've just been down. I finally started getting back in front of the camera today and talking, and I'm feeling better. It's not perfect yet. I'm feeling better, but we're not quite there yet. So, but we should be soon enough. But all right, guys. Well, thank you all very much for coming on in. I will talk to you all probably tomorrow. I'll probably be back on tomorrow. And have yourself a great evening. And